You better lose yourself. Do not miss the chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. You better. Words of Eminem. It feels like it's techie like that now, eh? I'm smiling because it feels like this feeling of friction and uncertainty as far as which way the championship's going to go. The drivers, whether it's going to be Lando, the new young hungry upstart, or whether it's going to be Maximilian Verstappen, soon to be 4-time champion. It's techie. This is, ladies and gents. I've just been watching build-ups. Sky Sports F1 did a fantastic build-up. Day of the Jackal series coming out, and they talked about it. That you can't run from your own shadow, that the real danger for the prey is when the hunter realises how dangerous the prey is. I was like, oh, inject it into my veins, Genie. I can't take it. I can't cope. I'm gone. I'm dialed in. As if I wasn't dialed in before, I am definitely dialed in now because it's circumstances. The pressure, it feels like the regulatory pressure surrounding one Maximilian Verstappen is suffocating. You saw him in the press pen, furious. I don't want to even answer these questions. This is a nonsense. I don't understand, said Max Verstappen, how they don't see that crash and then go red flag immediately. It makes no sense. Max Verstappen is furious, and this has been back to back to back. He gets the 2 times 10-second penalty. He gets this latest one. He falls foul of the timing of the virtual safety car. Oscar Piastri ceding, of course, to his teammate Lando. Like, I mean, how many, when it rains, it pours for Maximilian Verstappen. He's got to be feeling aggrieved, eh? Perfect victim settings, and who can blame him? We are T-minus 26 minutes away from a cheeky race start. Colapinto's back on track. William, of course he is. Alex Albon has ceded on this occasion. No longer. I think that's notable, eh? You see the difference in their tone and the way in which they treat Colapinto as versus Logan Sargent. If Logan Sargent was still driving, I guarantee you Alex Albon would be racing his car today. That's the truth. But Williams need to put some respect on Colapinto's name because there are thousands. There are thousands. Look at Emerson Fittipaldi with his cheeky Fanatec helmet. I know that's the Fittipaldi logo. Looks like Fanatec, eh? These sim racers these days. What are you talking about, Cameron? Were Logan Sargent still driving for Williams, they would have stole that car from him straight away and given it to Alex Albon. They won't do it now because there's a gazillion Argentine fans that are in this crowd who've paid hard money to see their hero, Franco Colapinto. As we get a cheeky look at Rubens Barrichello, the legend that is. Rayhan makes all the sense that Verstappen and his fans can't cry about safety car now that received all the benefits from the FIA since 2021. And now the drivers are revolting against him, forcing the FIA. It's techie, Rayhan. It's techie. I don't want to do the rubbing. Listen, I'm a massive Max Verstappen fan as a driver. Are you kidding me? And I don't want to do, I don't know. We do, the tendency to lean in towards this tribalism settings is too, it's tempting, Rayhan, but I can't do it. I don't want to do the Schadenfreude thing. I remember one of my friends' missus, we were playing a game and it just got tech. I lost and she rubbed my face in it, and I'll never ever forget it in my life. Like, if you win, then there's a way to win with magnanimity. You don't need to celebrate in the other person's face and start doing dances, I think. I hear what you're saying, Rayhan. History doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. And it feels very similar, reminiscent of 2021. This is how Lewis Hamilton fans must have been feeling, on the back of 2021. Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia, Brazil as an example. There is a dotted line between the circumstances. Indeed, they are parallel. Now the shoe's on the other foot, and it's Maximilian Verstappen's time to still rise in the face of adversity. I've got a feeling this might. Max was so angry in the pen. I've got a feeling that this might propel Maximilian Verstappen to something great, just as it did in 2016 around this very same track, by the way, in these very same conditions. You remember the time when Max Verstappen made all of Nico Rosberg, Danny Rick, Felipe Nasser all look like they were travelling backwards. Went round them using the karting line as if they were driving a different formula. This dude in the wet is a different level. He'll be there or thereabouts. I promise you. Where's he starting from? 17th. I promise you, come the close, come the checkered flag, Max Verstappen, barring accidents and a cheeky love tap by somebody, he'll be there or thereabouts. But how does Lando go? There are so many questions that we need answering in the next 23 minutes when we get ourselves a cheeky formation lap. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait. I'm amped for it, chat. Max is looking Red, says Kayla. He's a dangerous man. I'm telling you, Max is feeling the pressure. Oh, good morning, Macon, Daniel, Logan. Oh my God. Start of the race is going to be hectic. Listen, I was just listening to Ted Kravitz and his precursor, his summary. A couple of things you need to know. Conditions are going to be key, right? The winner around here in these conditions. Listen, to finish first, you must first finish. Got to keep it on the black stuff. If you have a mistake, it's got to be a mistake, not of material consequence. End up in the barrier and you're gonzo. So you're going to need fortune, good fortune, fortuitous circumstances, a load of skill, particularly if it starts to rain again. Imagine these guys are bumbling around on inters all of a sudden and it rains. You've got to be able to sustain. Ted Kravitz made the pertinent point in his pre-race summary. Here's what you need to do, right? You need to try and hang it out as long as possible. So that favours a Lewis Hamilton or a Maximilian Verstappen who has that level of internal gyroscope in the base of his spine to suss out where the traction is, where the grip is in real time, whether it's no longer the racing line and needs to go karting line potentially. That's the arena, no, the realm of Lewis and Max and Lance Stroll even before we bloody yeeted it in the barrier. So I don't know. I think Max will go well around here. I mean, it's a track around which you can overtake as well, right? It's not easy. Oh, Bernie Eccleston saying that he supports Max. Here to see Max. Of course you are, Bernie. Big fan. Old school driver. Doesn't go to the Met Gala. Just drives and races, and that's all that he's concerned with, right? And that's what the old head's like, Max Verstappen. Don't want to see a Lewis Hamilton who's interested in all this clothing malarkey, who has a life outside of F1s, you know what I mean? It's not like it is back in my days. I'm there a little bit, I understand it. I don't get fashion. I'm too old and grey and square. Do you know what I mean? Although Mama Cameron loves it. And gazillions and gazillions of Lewis Hamilton fans around the world love the fashion pictures and the baggy trousers. Do you know what I mean? The flares. You know, it's not my remit. Anyway, look. T-minus 21 minutes here. What's he on about? Oh, Crunchanda, go away with this. Lack of charisma, Annie. What are we talking about? Although Karun did a really good bit. Did you see it? Talking about the red flag circumstance, which we will get to in a couple of seconds. Let me just tell you this first. Ted Kravitz said, I'm going to bloody botch the numbers. 27 seconds for a pit stop around here is what you'll lose. 23 seconds you'll lose in terms of time taking a pit stop under green flag circumstance, but it's something like 13 under virtual safety car or proper safety car. Big things, and 100% there will be a safety car. There will definitely be yellow flag circumstance, but my crystal ball is as murky as the next person. I'm sure you will get a cheeky red flag at some point. Somebody will yeet it into the barrier. Look at the conditions. The track is still wet, although rapidly drying. Ted Kravitz says as well, if it is changeable conditions, it will favour yourself a Max Verstappen or a Lewis Hamilton who has the ability to do like Ayrton Senna did very famously in 1993 in Donington. Right tyres, right time, eh? Bruce, you're a legend. Let's go, no wins. Love you, Cam. I love you right back, Bruce. You guys are legends, man. Let me say this at the outset before we get deep into some F1 automotive pugilism. T-minus 20 minutes before we get ourselves a cheeky formation lap. You guys, listen, all of the success of the channel is a function of all of your hard work, all of the hard hours and labour and heavy lifting that you guys put in, commenting on the channel, going back and forth with me, indulging me in my F1 ball feathers, my very unique brand of. So listen, I defer all credit to each and every single time to you guys who are in the chat, indulging me in my my pseudo F1 journalism. Do you know what I mean? 218 of you in the chat. Do me a favour and smash the like, because this is a sport of fine margins. Felipe Massa, don't even talk to him. What's the point? Not a champion, do you know what I mean? No, I'm joking. Felipe Massa was really, really good once upon a time, although he still fancies himself trying to overturn the 2008 championship, eh? Good luck, mate. Running out of cash, but he's got himself a legal team around him. Fair play to him if that's what he feels he wants to do. Annul the first Singapore Grand Prix. Again, of course, at the altar of Crashgate and one Nelson Piquet Jr. Bless him. Oh, the humanity. Macon, good poll. Might be how many yellow flags? I think the good poll is that I need to get the winner out. Who's going to win this race? Do I dare put Max Verstappen in there? Go on. I'm gonna let me check the odds before we get into Karan Chanduk's piece. I'd love if Sky F1 was serious, they'd allow me to just steal the piece of footage because it was a brilliant piece from it was a really, really good piece. Oh my gosh, look at that. Lando Norris odds on favourite, eh? George. Oh wow. Right. Let's go. Oh, Thacker, you're a legend. Thank you so much. Far too kind out here. Giovanni, absolute legend of the game. Let's go. Oh, the humanity. Loving your presentation of all. I'm trying, Giovanni. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to up the levels as far as my extemporaneous presentation and verbiage and being overly verbose and flinging in there some nice metaphor and euphemism for your own entertainment. Do you know what I mean? Rubens, Fraser Kane of F1. Oh, the humanity, Macon. And you're far too kind. You guys are legends. As we are T-minus 17 minutes away from a cheeky formation lap, and I'm amped. You forgive me, I'm about to lose my mind. Lewis Hamilton rocks up and gives Maximilian Verstappen a cheeky fist bump. Look at Lewis and Max. I love seeing Lewis and Max talk. When Lewis and Max have banter, I don't know, it just makes me happy. My two guys having a conversation in stark contrast to their respective fan bases who are not cosy bedfellows. You know what I mean? Max and Lewis fans. The two can never mix, like milk and oil. You know what I mean? Now, not me though. They're my two guys, Max and Lewis, the true drivers of the generation, and it warms my heart to see them communicate. Because again, nobody can understand the language. You know what I mean? These are the two goatiest of a generation. No one else will understand their personal point of view nor perspective. The two greatest ones of their generation. What do we mean? Thacker, you're a legend. Love from India, mate. Never miss your video. I think we will witness 2016. That's Thacker, this is the point. This is what I'm here for. Can you imagine he does a Lewis in 2021, Thacker? Oh, girl, I'm here for it. This is going to be a madness. I'm going to lose myself. I try and be objective, but sometimes you got to enjoy the sport, right? And you guys are going to see me enjoy it in real time, especially if Max starts to side through the field as we all hope and anticipate he may be. 2016. I'll never forget in 2016, Niki Lauda, rare occasions, Niki Lauda will doff his cap right when he sees excellence, like prime upper echelon sporting endeavour. Max Verstappen's drive is one of those rare occasions when Niki Lauda went up to Jos Verstappen, father of Max, and did this. I should hush my gums during the national anthem, but I'm not sure we got time. 2016 Max settings, Daniel. Imagine. What time does it start? T-minus 15 minutes. I thought I'd said that. A gazillion times, Visual. Are you being sarcastic? Cheeky Brazilian national anthem. Track is starting to dry. It is drying in real time. The sooner that they start, the sooner that we can crack on, right? This feels tribal, chat. There's something about this one. Look, the gap between the protagonists in the championship being Max Verstappen and Lando Norris is 44 points. We started the Grand Prix, this Grand Prix race weekend. 47 points was the gap. It's going the right way, and I feel like we have a championship. When people were saying it before, I thought they were talking absolute bull feathers, but now all of a sudden it feels real. Max Verstappen has himself a challenge in front of him this race weekend, starting way down, 17th if I recall correctly. Lando Norris, his rival for the championship, starting on pole. What Lando doesn't need to do, fall back into the grasp of one George Russell. Don't make your life difficult. Lest we forget that over the last 7 times that Lando Norris has started pole, only one of those has he managed to get to the end of the first lap in first. Therefore, that is the challenge we set to Lando Norris. Defensive posture off the starting line, just like one Oscar Jack Piastri did to you yesterday. Point your car, the front of it, at George Russell's car. Make him know that you're keen to defend into turn 1. Surely this is the modus operandi. This is what Michael Schumacher made a career out of doing, is it not? Get to the first corner first, and it's easy money for Lando Norris. Oscar Piastri isn't even there. This is a slam dunk, but again, Lando Norris, thus far season to date, career to date, has made a career out of seizing defeat from the jaws of victory. And this is what concerns me and gives me goosebumps and makes me feel a little bit nervous for Lando, notwithstanding the fact that this feels like a new Lando Norris. His tone, the way in which he's talking, the manner in which he's addressing all of the Max Verstappen stuff. I don't care what Max Verstappen's come here to do. I don't care where Max Verstappen's qualifying says to Lando. This is something different, a new tone, a new tint, a new lens through which Lando Norris is approaching his F1 racing, and we're here for it. 281 of you watching concurrently as we are T-minus 13 minutes away from a cheeky formation lap. Oh, the humanity. I am nervous. Ollie Behrman. Bloody Nora, Ollie Behrman, no pressure chap. Do you know what I mean? If you're talking safety car, you've got Colapinto on there, you've got Lawson on there, who is outperforming the car. So too, you've got Yuki Tsunoda, who likes himself a cheeky, unforced error of the unforced variety. Look at bloody Max. Jeez, Ted Kravitz said it's so unusual to see Max Verstappen. Did you see, by the way, Jonathan Wheatley rallying the troops? Oh, it's tribal, ladies and gentlemen. 2024. Please see 2021. I can't tell the difference between the two. Christian Horner now making... Look, Christian Horner having a chat with Ted Kravitz. It feels... Oh my gosh. Christian Horner says we're going to try and do everything we can. Go on, then you guys tell me who's going to win this race. Oh, I'm so nervous. 396 of you in the chat. Do me a favour, smash the like. This channel succeeds by dint of all of your support. It is nothing without you. My name is the one above the door, but you are the substance, the meat in this YouTube channel sandwich. Do you know what I mean? Who's going to win? You guys tell me, because I'm keen to know. I'm gonna be guided by the odds as always. Oh, Lando, get up, son. Get up. He does look quite relaxed. Just sat down. Cool as you like. Just get your focus on, Lando. T-minus 11 minutes and 40 seconds till we get ourselves a formation lap. And I'm nervous as ever. Like never before this season. It feels different, this one, doesn't it? Just feels different. And again, I suppose this is the genius of a sprint race, sometimes. Bloody Nora. Go on, you guys tell me who you've got. Right. I'm giving you the top four per the odds makers. And by the way, did you see the Senna lap? I was weirdly a bit So Lewis Hamilton, for those that didn't see it, Lewis Hamilton jumped in, I want to say Senna's McLaren of 1990, 1991, the MP4 6B, I want to say. Again, the Dayglow McLaren with the Marlboro logo, etc. Lando breathing a bit deep. Get your focus on, Lando. Dial in, son. Dial in. We're rooting for you, Lando. I don't want any more mistakes or anything. Just dial in, Lando. He looks relaxed as Lando, and he's going to need to be. It looks happy, relaxed, and I like that for whatever countenance is worth. Oh, you're a legend, Soraya. You know what we're trying. Absolute cinema. We're trying out here. I just put down one talking about Max Verstappen and him calling the FIA bull feathers. Go and check that out if you haven't already. It's a half decent one. I think the best one of those, where we get into my extemporaneous bag, is when I feel something about Formula One. I think that's when Formula One's at its best. We have a philosophical conversation about the sport that we know and love, that we give up so much of our lifetime for. An infinite resource, by the way, and not infinite resource, a finite resource. Go on. When it's like this, and there's stakes and uncertainty, and all of a sudden we really don't know. We're asking the questions: who is going to win this drivers' championship? Okay, so it's not closer yet. What's the line of travel? How many points out of that lead, that 44-point delta between Messrs Verstappen currently in first in the driver's standings and Lando Norris in second? How much of that can Lando Norris eat into this race weekend? There are bloody questions. Is Lando going to go and make another mistake? Can McLaren step up and stop being silly? Institute some agile thinking for once, season to date. What's Oscar going to do? How's Max Verstappen going to interact with his old mate Lewis Hamilton, fighting for the same piece of track in the wet where both of them are got? There's just questions, man. I don't know. There's too many questions and I'm psyched. I can't lie. And when they put together, credit to Sky as well, who have been riffing on being very disparaging against of late. They put together a god tier build up. If you can go and see it, they should have it on YouTube already. Dave the Jackal trailer F1. Way to put bloody hairs on my chest and goosebumps on the back of my neck. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was god tier. It was reminiscent of the duel. Do you remember after 2021, Sky put together a documentary summarising all of the races and the key flashpoints? It reminded me of that. The verbiage and the intonation, the way that they talked about You can't hide for your shadow, and the expectation. Once you climb the mountain, it's the weight of expectation that could be your downfall. I was like, it was poetry. It was brilliant, and it honestly put hairs on my chest and goosebumps on the back of my neck, saying it could be dry enough. William says, EC Lando has hit this. I don't give a fudge settings, and I don't blame him. Genius, you're a legend. Sonoda race win, P1. I need that today. Can you imagine? I'll be honest. As much as I love myself, Max Verstappen. I don't know how I can be invested in Formula One as a sporting endeavour and be as invested in greatness as I am and not love myself some Max Verstappen. But I think for today, I'm a Lando Norris fan, if only because I want to see the championship extended, be close for as long as possible. After this, there are 3 races remaining, lest we forget. We're going to a 2-week break, and then we're going to Las Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi as the final 3. Holy smoke. Can you imagine if Lando scores 25 points? Oh my goodness. Huh. But again, it's the extent to which Max Verstappen can damage limit, isn't it? 45% of you think Lando's got it in the bag. Max Verstappen, 31. So you can't rule out Max. This is the issue. I was keen to see what the odds makers have, and they have him as a 12-1 4 favourite, starting from 17th. Oh my gosh, this is tribal, ladies and gentlemen. I'm nervous. Stakes, risk, wet track, changeable conditions, drying. Here we go. Sky Sports F1 build up, yeah? You listen to this, chat? Anyone in the UK, I hope you're watching on Sky. Oh, it's naive to believe that you can outrun your shadows, that you can stay ahead of the relentless chase, but there's no one that can lead without looking over their shoulder. You spend years perfecting the craft, climbing the mountain. But the moment that you reach the peak, the air just gets thinner. Goosebumps, chat. Oh my God, showing 2021. The chase is where the joy truly resides. Each time getting closer. Are you guys watching this on Sky F1? Goosebumps. What a brilliant piece. Wow, you must reckon with the uncontrollable. Enter stage left, picture of Max. External forces that seek to steer you off your path. It is that experience of being the hunter that reveals there's nothing more dangerous than the hunter understanding the mind of its prey. And once you become the target, the world's gaze shifts from observation to anticipation, waiting for you to crack. Rank S. Don't get complacent, she says. You can't let your ambition outweigh your talent, because this might just be your one chance. Do not miss that. The Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Do not miss your opportunity. This chance comes once in a lifetime. Do not miss your opportunity. But goosebumps. I'm done. It's Lando's to lose, says Benzie. Watch that. If you haven't watched it already, go back and watch that. It's brilliantly well done. Dave the Jackal coming out soon. And again, the protagonists, the actors, are shouting out F1, giving me goosebumps out here. So here it is. Merry Christmas. Sky makes things so much more dramatic, in my opinion, but it makes it interesting. Exactly this, Kayla. Did you watch it, Kayla? How are you rating that? I don't know. When it gets poetic like that. Shakespearean. Iambic pentameter settings, spaghetti settings, says Wolfer. 326 of you watching concurrently. We are T-4 minutes away from a San Paulo Grand Prix, and I'm here for it. Inject it into my veins. Lando Norris starting on pole. Maximilian Verstappen, key protagonist in the championship, with 44 points to the good in the driver's standings. Starting from 17th. What are we doing? Round 21, 3 after this, San Paulo. Oh, the humanity. Let me read out some of these stats, try and get them out to you quickly. Again, potentially going to be a 2-stopper. Go on then, have a word. Cheeky graphics, 4.3 kilometres the distance, 71 lap race, lap record held by Valtteri Bottas on a 110.5, 474 kilometres top speed, 15 turns, elevation is 43 metres as near as makes no difference, 15 turns. It's going to get techie, chat, I'm telling you. It is going to get techie, and I'm here for it. Selected compounds, C5, C4, C3, that's going to come into play. It would have, at least, if it wasn't raining and it was warmer, but you know what? They're still going to have to deal with tyre deck of sorts. But keeping it on the track, keeping it on the black stuff is going to be key, eh? That, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the challenge, the key one, presented to these 20 on the grid, or 19 even, because Alex Albon isn't driving. Oh, Carlos Sainz starting from the pit lane now. Max Verstappen in 17th. How, ladies and gentlemen, do you like yourself some F1? Oh, the humanity. I can't even cope. The pressure. I'm suffering vicariously. Just keen to see what's going to happen, eh? Keen to see what's going to happen. Max Verstappen can't handle adversity, some say. Well, let's see. I guarantee those buds haven't watched 2016 Brazilian Grand Prix. But well, we'll see in a minute anyway. Keen to see greatness. Keen to see some greatness. As the Colapinto Massive gets out in full throat, giving it the big un. Sounds more like a football crowd than it does at an F1 crowd, eh? It does sound like a football crowd. Oh my gosh, you hear that? Expecting more rain 20 minutes into the race. Oh wow, brief period. You hear that? Oh wow, a brief period. Right, let's go. Yeah, he's got a bit of form around here in these conditions, hasn't he? Hasn't he, Curran? Just a little bit if you're talking about Max and Checo. Max and Checo. Checo's not even bad around here, to be fair, but I'm talking, of course, about Max and Lewis, because those guys are almost unbeatable around here in these conditions. Do you know what I mean? Right, let's get some... Oh, let's go and breathe. 395 if you're watching concurrently. Too much rain is annoying. I don't disagree, but you kind of need... Rain gives it... I know I am a live wire today. Modern day John, I'm here for it. I can't even lie. This is chaos. 47% of you say Lando's going to nail it. 29% Max. Only 16% if you say George, King George Russell of Kings Lynn, Norfolk. 9% say Charles. Put some respect on Charles' names, you know what I mean? Modern day Jean are lazy. All of my F1 mates have come to me when Carlos Sainz put in the barrier. Oh, Cameron, I told you Carlos Sainz was rubbish, blah, blah, blah. Behave. Carlos Sainz has always had a cheeky mistake of the unforced variety in his locker. Do you know what I mean? You will never hear me say, I just think that he can and should potentially outperform Charles Leclerc. Not because he's better, but because he implies himself more efficiently, because he's more intelligent, because, of course, it's not the strongest of the species that survives, but the most adaptable to change, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know what I mean? One of the oldest truisms in F1 history. What are we talking about here? Right, let me get some metrics on the go. Oh, I'm nervous, chat. You're going to have to keep me in gear here because I'm a bit excited. I must confess. Just a tad excited, I'll be honest with you. Right, let me get oh, rain in 20 minutes. I can't even go. Right, let's go. Right. Corinne making the salient points, right? You need to make sure you keep these inters cool enough to make sure when the rain comes down in 20 minutes time that you still have enough temp and grip to combat for that yellow flag already. What? Oh my gosh, Lance Stroll off already at the formation lap, turn 4. Yeah, copy Lance. What an absolute clown show. I thought I said this dude was meant to be good in the wet. No, what's the point? Oh my gosh, look at that. under. Oh my gosh, and he's damaged. Damage of the front wing end plate. But to be fair to him, I think he'll be all right. That looks like the type of damage that Sebastian Vettel incurred in 2012 at this very same Grand Prix, by the way. After which his car got faster, didn't it? I couldn't believe it. Oh, what an absolute clown show. What a clown show. Lance Stroll, desperately trying to get out, has stacked it, and he's in the gravel. He's beached. Lance Stroll stacked it on the formation. Behave yourself, Lance. Red flag on the formation lap here. What an absolute clown show. He saved it. This dude. Oh my gosh, this dude is an absolute clown. What a clown. Come on, Lance. You're better than that chap. Just take him out of the car and put somebody else in there already. I mean, what is the point, Lance, at this stage? Do you know what I mean? You think that people call him an Nepo baby would spur him on? Absolutely not. That dude is a no information from race control. Do we need to get some race control up potentially? Crafty's saying abort the start. Problem is now they've got coverage. They've got like commercial rights and agreements to tick right. This race needs to be up and running. Oh, wow. Go on then, FIA. Do you show aborted start? There we go. Aborted start from the FIA. I mean, what a... the FIA don't know what they're doing. What is the point here? It's a joke, isn't it? Yeah, it is a dramatic race. It is dramatic. Okay, so Ted Kravitz making the point that right, Ted Kravitz making the point that logistically it's a problem, right, for them to get back from the pit crew back to the starting grid to keep the cars cool. It's gonna get techie. It was good on target. Yeah, you know you have to wait for the green light. Bloody Nora, what is going on? They don't know. Communicate, FIA. Don't do this again. This feels like the Grand National that year when we had a full start for no reason. Do you know what I mean? Max Verstappen still sat there. Confusion, FIA. What are you doing? Sort out your life. This is exactly why Max Verstappen said that this is all bull feathers. Watch Max Verstappen in this. So they're just botching the thing all over the shop, eh? 500 amateur hour. What's the point, Bob, at this point? WFH is going on and start. It's a joke, Macon. Now, can we just be honest and truthful? It is an absolute joke. Let me do one of these so you guys can see. Lance Stroll has stacked it. Not in the race, because that would be forgiven, of course, because there is stuff going on, eh? Not in the race. On the formation lap. Lance Stroll has stacked it, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I've had enough of this job. I'm done. Ladies and gents, I'm going to lose my mind in a minute at this chap and his foolishness. What's the point? By the way, you guys, as the FIA sort out their house, did you guys see? Am I juddering? Let me know if I'm juddering. Am I like buffering, guys? Because I don't want to be as rubbish as the FIA here. I'm going to close some windows to make sure that you guys can see me. Give me a 1 if you're seeing stuttering or buffering. Please tell me what we're doing. Ricardo, you tell me what we're doing the other day. Are you seeing me in plena forma? Am I okay? Am I buffering? If I'm buffering, drop me a 1. If I'm good, drop me a 2 in the chat so I know that I don't need to do anything. 1 for buffering, 2 for I'm good. I'm guided by you guys because I don't know what's going on. I'm buffering. Shoot. Thank you, Michael. You're a legend. Let me close some things. No buffering. Okay. Oh, buffering a little bit. No. Right, let me try and close some things quickly. Okay, I'm hoping that should be good now. Oh, wow. So Lando should have said, you see, Matt's trying to get, okay, good. So we're good. We're good now, hopefully. Hopefully I've closed a couple of things and hopefully you guys will be able to see me en plena forma. Okay, so it sounds like Lando Norris might have infringed upon a procedure. Red flag. Okay, happy. Thank you. You guys are legends. I just closed. I've got too many. You know what it is? I've got too many. Dan, you're a legend. Thank you for letting me know. I've got too many things open. You know, when you're an F1 content creator and you want to keep abreast of the news cycle, you just keep all your tabs open. OCD. Don't want to miss anything. EC, the one they call electronic cornbed. You're an absolute legend, sir. Message from Daddy Stroll to Cam. My son is a world champion, and I will hear you say it in this life or the next. EC, you're a legend. The party guide. Mate, I will never say that. Not in this life or the next, because it's not true. And on this channel, we'll never sacrifice truth, value, nor objectivity at the altar of partisanship. I cannot, no, I will not, I shall not do it. James Lee, thank you so much for joining the club. You are a legend. Elated Peddler, our latest one. And indeed, if you fancy joining the club, just click the join button. That will get you access to the Discord where we continue these conversations once a week, a cheeky newsletter with all of my opinions. And of course, you will get deference, no priority in the chat since you get yourself a colourful name. You're a legend. And you get to support the go-toest F1 channel on all of the YouTubes. No, we're not there yet, but we will get there in the end. They delayed the race by 10 minutes for the buffering. True. Max Verstappen trying to get Lando, his old mate, Lando Norris, in trouble, eh? Where's your great opinion now, Rayhan? Michael, lol, electronic. Electronic is a brilliant comment from Electronic. I don't hate that. A bit of kayfabe. Got to lean into it to make it interesting. I don't want to go into my chastising the old world media bag again, but there is something to be said for making this interesting, right? With a bit of humour and a bit of, do you know what I mean? Sass. That's why I'm begging Sky Sports F1 to put my guy, my old mate Tomo, on there so I can have a reason to dial in. When you watch the best, if you think back to like the best sports broadcasts that you've ever watched, whether that's in basketball or football, soccer in America, like the broadcasters, think about the basketball guys and Shaq and Kenny and Ernie. They give you an additional reason to watch, right? By their personality and the way they interact, the banter with each other, always laughing at Shaq. Stephen A, again, super controversial, but Stephen A's in a you want to hear what Stephen A's got to say because he can be so outlandish. He'll always have an opinion. His verbiage is next level. Do you know what I mean? He's an additional why to watch. As we sit down, as at the 3rd of the 11th, 2024, I would contend that there is not £1 of the 90 that I pay to Sky Sports F1 that's tuning in for any one of those chaps, those guys and girls currently on the Sky Sports, the internationally syndicated broadcast. I don't care. I don't care what they've got to say. I'm not interested enough. Alex Jakes is a different thing. Actually, to be fair, Brundle. I've disrespected Brundle, haven't I? I have disrespected Brundle. I need to put some respect on Martin's name there because I do care what Martin's got to say. But do you know what I mean? Would I switch him out instantly for a Peter D. Windsor? Of course I would. What do you mean? Let me do one of these. They're saying that Lando shouldn't have gone. Lando shouldn't have gone, ladies and gentlemen. What's he drinking here? Celsius. What drink is that Charles is drinking? It's probably just water. I was investigating this as well, by the way, chat, on my travels. That the one they call Maximilian Verstappen. I was keen to see whether he actually... This is the power of marketing. My clinician mates always told me to stay away from Red Bull, that it's dangerous, it's a poison, far too much sugar, far too much taurine. When I saw 3 soon-to-be 4-time champion Max Verstappen drinking it, I'm like, well, hang on. If that dude's so fast and so brilliant in the car, then it can't be that bad for me as a B-spec F1 mind. And then because of that, I started drinking. The power of marketing. Look at me. Easily influenced Cameron. Started drinking Red Bull again. Why? Because Max Verstappen drinks it. Lando DSQ, I doubt it. No chance. Not just yet. Walter, FIA, what are you going to do now? Will be interesting. Are they going to leverage spoil the spectacle to give Lando Norris a penalty now? Even though they probably should, eh? Unprecedented circumstance. Jump start violation. You can't go unless there's a green light. Are they going to give Lando Norris a penalty here? But to be fair, if they give him a 5-second penalty, no harm, no foul. It's like when they gave Max Verstappen a 10-second penalty in Saudi Arabia for the alleged brake test. Didn't make any difference, eh? So long as Lando can get off the starting line. Keep drinking pure H2O. I know, Loki. I know the path. I know the path, but walking it is Red Bull tastes nice. What do you guys drink as far as your energy drinks, if you drink them at all? Coffee, I'm betting most of you. They can't give him a penalty. They have to give it to everyone then. Oh yeah, because well yeah, true. I think they'll just waive it. They'll avert their gaze, won't they? The FIA. They'll avert their gaze. Water, coffee, and occasional Bloody Mary. I don't hate it, Macon. James, hard to beat drinking water. I know, James. Once upon a time, I was Donkey of the Day gamer. I feel like getting the poll out instantly. Ted Kravitz updating his 572 of you in the chat concurrently. Do me a favour and smash the like, please. Just take a second, because every little bit counts. Do you know what I mean? Coffee, says Jerry. Oh, you lot are coffee fans. Just like my better half, espresso lungo, Monster and coffee. No Red Bulls in the chat, so I'm by myself. I feel isolated, victimised. I feel like Maximilian Verstappen must feel now at the hands of the FIA. Persecuted. I'm the only one that defo no Red Bull, Rich. I'm the only one. My uni special was a double espresso and a latte to get me going. I should have slept in a bit. I know. Sleep is the ultimate PED in this thing, eh? Cameron, greetings from Holland. Best F1 on YouTube. Jimmy, you're a legend. Thank you so much, sir. No more soda starts tomorrow. Come on then, Matt. Let's go for it. No more soda. No more sweets. No more sugar. Trying to, like Sir Lewis Hamilton, lead my life more intentionally. Trying to. I drink Golobindo. Let's go, Challenger. Although, I don't know if you, there's double entendre in there, isn't there? Cafe Bustelo, K-Cups, let's go, Macon. I am not mad at Lando or Max if they benefit from the FIs inconsistently. But the FIA clans don't hate the player, Daniel, hate the game. I understand why Max was fuming. You saw my video just now. I get it completely. This isn't to say that had they red flagged when Max wanted them to, that he would have benefited. But Max is just, he's just, look at, he looks relaxed in the car. He looks relaxed in the car, though, eh? Oh, wow, look at that. 896 consecutive days in the lead of a driver's championship. Bloody Norwood, that's more than like 2 years, eh? 896, that's nearly 3 years. What are you talking about, Cameron? That Max Verstappen has been atop of the driver's championship. Jeez. I mean, there is dominance and there is dominance, eh? There is dominance. But no, I understand why Max is infuriated. Listen, I think he'd still be cheesed off if the rules were instituted in a way that was consistent. But since they're not, he's entitled to feel aggrieved. Right? Again, I think it's Hanlon's razor. Never attribute that which you can chalk up to stupidity to malice. The FIA are stupid. They are consistently inconsistent. They have always been and will always be. This is the remit to know the scope, the fundamental characteristics of the FIA. And until they institute permanent stews and keep spending their money on Mohammed Ben Sulayem's private jetting, then it will always be that way. Looks like we're going to get ourselves another cheeky formation lap. Bloody no, it feels like a full start at the start of the 100 metres at the Olympics. Eh? It's like, it makes it more nervy now. 587 if you're watching concurrently. Oh, wow. FI stewards investigating car number 4. Lando Norris is under investigation. Starting procedure infringement, ladies and gentlemen. You see this? Oh my gosh. Jovo, you're a legend. Thank you so much. Hey, good people of Cameron CC. Smahoosh the like button for the live stream. Exactly what moderator extraordinaire Jomo said. Oh my gosh. Are you seeing this? Is Crofty choosing not to talk about this? FI stewards incident involving car 4 under investigation. Starting procedure infringement, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. They're looking at it. What are they going to do? He's going to give him 5 or 10 seconds. It's just got techie all of a sudden, chat. And we have ourselves 15 seconds formation lap. Let's go. Nervous, chat. I can't cope with it. I can't cope. This is too much. It's too techie for me. My nerves can't cope. My blood pressure's going haywire. Do you know what I mean? We are on a formation lap and I'm nervous. For the avoidance of doubt, I'm about 30 to 40 seconds delayed on my audio and visual. I'm just going to go with it. The sadists amongst you will enjoy it because you'll see it before I do. 5-second penalty, car 4. Not yet. Not yet. I'm looking at the radio control messages. Potentially, though. It could be. Why is it going so fast? Oh my gosh, and it's starting to rain. Oh, it's too much. Can anyone please say what happened? French, so it was an aborted start because Lance Stroll yeeted it into the barrier. Not in the race, but on the formation lap. Because of that obviously takes time to clear the track and make sure that Lance Stroll's spitting with rain, says Lando Norris. So it takes time to remove that car, right? So rather than start the car and then start the race even and red flag it, they decided to do an aborted start. During the aborted start, you've got to wait for there to be a green light. Even though it is an aborted start, you still got to wait for the green if indeed you are Lando Norris on pole. Lando didn't wait for the greens. He was told it's an aborted start and just was on his merry way. That, ladies and gentlemen, is an infringement against the rules. Hence why I'm now reading out that the stewards are investigating an incident involving Lando Norris's car number 4, starting procedure infringement. French. Max seems tense. And Max will be all right. I tell you what, Max, I'll never forget Max in Brazil 2021 when he had a fire-breathing Lewis Hamilton in a bloody god-tier Mercedes with a brand new engine breathing down his neck. He was at ease. When they start driving, so long as he's got a car underneath him, this is Max's home. Do you know what I mean? Which one of these drivers not named Lewis Hamilton or Fernando Alonso has more time in this car, these type of cars on the sim than Maximilian Verstappen? We are raining, ladies and gents. And we are finishing off a formation lap and we are about to start a race. Finally, the Rock has come back to Sao Paulo. 67 if you're watching concurrently. All right, the back markers are coming round. We are going to have ourselves a full start. Zhou Guan Yu makes his way around now and is just about to park up. Oh my gosh. Why is Lando clipping and charging? Mate, you got to get ready to deploy that ERS, Lando Norris. Zhou Guan Yu about to park up here. 664 of you watching concurrently. Lando, I think that the faux pas is on the team telling him to go true. Okay, two red lights, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and we are go. Lando's got enough. Go on, Lando. Why is Lando not defensive posture? Is he going to let George through? Oh my God, what is wrong with him? Again. Make this make sense, chat. For those of you that I am your eyes and ears, Lando Norris does what Lando Norris does off the start and fails to do it. The blueprint was set there for you, Lando Norris. The blueprint was set there for you, chap. Oscar Piastri showed you yesterday exactly how to do it. Aggressive defensive posture. Point your front nose at the second place driver and manage it there running. But no, Lando Norris parks like this and gets nailed by George Russell, as he always does. What's that? Races, I know Alonso. I tried to say 713 if you're watching concurrently. I'm a little slightly behind, but it is what it is, eh? Bloody Nora Lando. What is Lando doing? Rooting for you, chap. Now you're in problems and you've got to do overtaking in the wet. Again, for the avoidance of doubt, your biggest winners off the grid. Max Verstappen up into 11th, up 6th places. Or Sergio Perez spinning round down into 20th. Checo Perez, Messi as per usual. Standard settings from Checo Perez. Right, biggest winners off the line. Obviously, George Russell nailing Lando and Norris. What else do you expect at this point? Lando Norris wasteful as ever off the line. It's like the dude goes to sleep, lacks aggressive posture. Come up the inside. Why don't you, George Russell? Do you know what I mean? Oh, Max Verstappen nailing Lewis Hamilton. Max Verstappen's on one, chat. Lando Norris needs to get moving. Lando Norris needs to make that overtake on George Russell and get moving. Look at this. Max Verstappen, wow. 1 lap down. Max Verstappen already up 7 places. So too Pierre Gasly up 4 places into 9th. Your runners and riders, 2 laps in the bag. 69 remaining. George Russell leading Lando Norris. Leads one Yuki Tsunoda. Ocon, Leclerc, Liam Lawson in 6th still. Let's go. Although Oscar Piastri is breathing down his neck imminently. Fernando Alonso, Gasly and Max Verstappen already up into 10th. What are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? 600 if you're watching currently. Lewis Hamilton is struggling for everything. Doesn't have enough down points. Max got that juice, gamer. How do you like Max now, Walter? But he didn't know that was going to happen, Walter. How far can he get up there? That's the thing. How far can he go? The gap, but look at them already putting the delta between Max and Lando. 7.8 seconds. Bloody Nora. Oh my gosh. Why has Lando done that? Kyrie, come on, Oscar. I needed to climb. I know Oscar needs to get his mind in the game here because Max is going to be on his gearbox imminently the way Max is travelling. Like I said to you at the outset, yeah, when Max gets involved in these circumstances like this, wet race, Brazil, reminiscent of 2016, it's a monster. Do you know what I mean? He's an absolute monster. Am I buffering? No, tell me I'm not buffering. No, I'm not. Okay, Jazztastic. Thank you for letting me know. If I'm buffering, you guys let me know. But oh no, Aaron says I'm stuttering again. Right, I've done everything that I can do. Chat, I'm sorry if I'm buffering. And I've got the fastest internet possible. You know what it is, what it is. Heavy rain, Sector 3. It's raining again. They said it was going to start raining 20 minutes into this race, eh? Max is a race demonic god. Jazztastic. Heavy rain, Sector 3. Let's go. So who do you think is going to do well in this rain now? And who do you think is going to not find themselves on the black stuff? It's going to get techie, ladies and gentlemen. Just the video, but the audio is clean. Oh, Alonso, I'm so sorry. I don't know. I don't even think there's anything else that I can do. I've closed the lot. I think I see why. Wow, Max being told this increased rain intensity will last around 2 minutes. Go on then, Lando. Bloody Nora, Lando. Lando's on one, isn't he? Lando's driving. See, as soon as Lando plays his way into the crease, now he gets the assignment and he knows what time it is. But like before then, it's just like, bloody Nora, Lando again. Make your life easier, surely. I'm hoping that the buffering's it's okay. The audio isn't lagging, just your camera, but we're still good. No buffering. Let's go, Genie. You're a legend. Hopefully. I think it's because multi-viewer. I've got about 10 gazillion multi-viewer open. But I digress. Right, let's go. Where are we going? Oh, that's why. Hang on. That would help. Let me do one of these. Double yellow flag. Okay. Right, let me close down some windows and try and get this show back on the road. Oh no! Max Verstappen turn 1, Pierre. Of course. What else would you expect, chat? I mean, he's got the bit between his teeth and he's angry. Look at him. Look at the way he's taking. Is he taking the karting line just yet? Tight lines though, eh? Oh, look at this race start. Lando, not aggressive, mate. After you, Claude. Oh, it's a shift into... Oh, my gosh. He's flopped the first to second, hasn't he? But if he puts his car aggressively into turn one, then we don't have this problem. I don't understand why he's just not... He's just too weak, isn't he? Yeah, Max is... Look at this. Max is not messing about, ladies and gents. Go on then, Lando. Over to you, chap. Lando Norris gaining hand over fist here. Go on then, Lando. So you want to be a world champion, eh? You want to be a champ, mate. Right, come on. Yeah, that's nice. That's Lando's. Come on, Lando. Let's get moving, chap. We haven't got time. Do you know what I mean? We haven't got time, sir. Okay, hopefully less buffering now. I apologise, guys. Super unprofessional of me. But you know what I mean? Sometimes. Okay. I can't do any more as far as the buffering. Guys, pause. Talk amongst yourself for a second and I will be back, I promise. I'm just trying to enhance your user experience. Do you know what I mean? Closing down all Spotify and all these nuts and things that I don't need. Right, let's go. Okay. Runners and riders. Get rid of Karun and put Martin V in for technical. I don't hate it, to be fair. I don't hate it. And I think it might happen in the end with time and deliberate practice. Right, 6 laps in the books. 65 remaining. This is a 71 lap race for the avoidance of doubt. Track temperature's 24.9. Look at them bloody sparking. Look at this. As Lando Norris puts in another fastest lap. Now very firmly within the DRS of one George Russell of Kings Lynn, Norfolk. How do you like the number? But you shouldn't have to do this, Lando. Can't be a champion and be moving like this. Who's this putting a purple lap? Oh, none other than Maximilian Verstappen, now encroaching on the gearbox of 7th place Oscar Piastri. Of course. Lest we forget, Max Verstappen started in 17th, yeah? You know, there's people that said that, you remember those fans, those quasi F1 fans that said that Max Verstappen can't stand in the fire of adversity. Do you know what I mean? That he crumbles. How about now? Thus far, he hasn't been too bad, eh? Not put a foot wrong, but it is early days still. Biggest winner thus far with 7 laps in the books is, of course, one Maximilian Verstappen up 9th. Bloody Nora Hulkenberg not doing too bad either. Thacker, how was the move on the outside? Mate, he's a gangster. I did it. You know what, Thacker? I didn't even see it, but I guarantee I would bet a lot of money that you're talking about a Max Verstappen move round the outside of turn 3. That's where he got it done in 2016. That's where he goes to dine. Do you know what I mean? Max Verstappen going around the karting run, although the track is drying, ladies and gents, at a rate of knots. With 7 laps in the books and 64 remaining. Again, your riders currently George Russell leads by 1.1 second one Lando Norris, who is 44 points behind one Maximilian Verstappen in the Drivers' Championship as at the time of writing. Tsunoda holding on fairly well, 4 seconds adrift of the race lead. Ocon 6 seconds adrift of the race lead. Charles Leclerc behind him. Lawson, Piastri, Max Verstappen up into 8th already. Rather worryingly for one Lando Norris. Go on then, Oscar, over to you, chap. This is the meaty end of the race, right? If Max just gets around Oscar with not a lot of problems, because Oscar has pace, then the rest surely stand no chance. We're going to find out a lot here in the dalliance, the wheel-to-wheel combat between Piastri and Max Verstappen. 657 of you in the chat can currently do me a favour and smahoosh to like. Check out Cam's fanboy confirmation bias. Ollie, you talking about Max Verstappen? Let's say, Ollie, we'll talk at the end of the race. Stay tuned. Ollie, stay tuned. I'm glad. Jesse, you're a legend. Thank you so much for joining. If you want to become a member and support the channel, feel free even to click the join and you'll get access to the Discord, access to a weekly newsletter on the community tab. And obviously you'll get deference, priority even in the chat. Ollie, we'll talk at the end, chap, of this race. We'll talk, I promise you. Is there a chance that Tsunoda will give a cheeky assist to Verstappen? Wow. I don't know. I think Yuki might see that. Oh no, Max Verstappen now encroaching on the gearbox of Oscar. He's closer than he was last lap. Is he going to try? No, not trying it. He's having a look though. He feels like he's doing what the Michael Schumacher one and cleaning the track ahead of a cheeky move up the inside of turn 1. Next lap, gonna get techie. Max, and he isn't stupid. Yes, Liam will because orders. Yeah, Liam will. Bearman, 10-second penalty. I missed it. Oh yeah, 10-second. So it sounds like they've sacked off. Yeah, they've no penalty for George, eh? Interesting. And I don't hate it. I'm glad. I am glad for it. But bloody Nora, be consistent, FIA. Sometimes. Sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes, surely. Absolute clown show. Right, let me. I've done one of these. Hopefully, I haven't just destroyed the stream. Right, let's go. Oh my gosh, did Grunjandit say the ride is really bad, says Lewis Hamilton, as Max Verstappen bearing down on the gearbox of one Oscar Piastri for 7th place. Oscar, mate, Lando needs you here, chap. Lando needs you. How long can Oscar keep Max behind him? Is it an exercise in futility, chat? Can he at all? Michael says, Max, oh my gosh, I'm nervous. Oh, Max is going, he's going to try, what is he? Turn 1. Ooh, he's done it. Oh my gosh, easy. Oscar. Oscar. That, oh my gosh. Max Verstappen just did Oscar as Oscar did Charles Leclerc in Baku. It's caught him by surprise. Didn't even think that, it didn't even see him coming, nor make plans for him. Max Verstappen already for the avoidance of doubt. Where's he up into now? That's 7th. Max Verstappen up 10 places in 10 laps. This is 1993 Donington settings, but it was always going to happen. This dude finds ways to just find grip. Now Max Verstappen bearing down on Liam Lawson. Just show me this overtaking minute. Ollie, how are we doing, Ollie? Are you watching this, Ollie? It's getting a bit techie, isn't it, mate? How far can Max Verstappen get, Ollie? Open the door. And no, Kayori, he did open the door a bit wide, didn't he? Lando, when he watches that back, won't be too pleased. Again, if Oscar Piastri is who we think he is, then he could he's asleep. Yeah, I don't like that for Oscar Piastri. Another Bottas. Oh no, Rayhan. Similar sorts of resilience, and look at that. How is he? Oh. Why weren't they telling Oscar? I'm just looking back. No, mate, they've got to. No, McLaren have dropped the ball there. Why weren't they giving him the hurry up? Max, yes, correct. Karun Chanduk, I am behind you, is what Max Verstappen was saying. But I don't know why I don't know why Oscar's race engineer wasn't telling him this. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm missing something here. Max Verstappen goes purple again in 7th. Currently, Delta is. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Liam Lawson just lets him go. Wow. Go on then. Bloody Nora, chat. You see this? He's going to be in 3rd in a couple of laps, isn't he? Jeez. Piastri. No, I'm a bit fuming at Piastri as well. James, talent settings for Max. Senna siempre. Bloody Nora. See, the problem with Max's I'll tell you what the problem for. So the conversation after this race is going to be whose driver's better, Lewis's in 2021 at Brazil or Max's. Oh my gosh, look at Lewis. Speaking of the devil, look at Lewis off the track. Yellow flag. Lewis Hamilton's off. Lewis Hamilton sat in 12th, just struggling, fighting overside with Franco Colapinto and Nico Hülkenberg. Franco Colapinto puts one up the inside of Lewis Hamilton here. Oh my God. Franco Colapinto on Lewis Hamilton. But Lewis Hamilton manages to stay in there. No way, Jose. Franco Colapinto nails Lewis Hamilton. and the Brazilian crowd go absolutely wild. Hamilton has died from Max Verstappen, say the commentators, as Lewis Hamilton is out mowing the lawn. Can you imagine? Pathetic fallacy, isn't it, Daniel? Max is on fire today. Take that, FIA. He's always going to come to get it. Wet and Brazil. Max is a world champion. Lando says living on the edge is not. 2016 vibes all over again, eh? Coca-Cola or Punto. Let's go, Franco. Colapinto was superb. I don't hate that. Driving away from Lewis, though. Look at this. Look at that. Oof. Ole, 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 ole. Franco. I thought the champ was going to be Colapinto, but that's Max's, isn't it? Go on, then. Your runners and riders. 13 laps in the books. George Russell, bloody no. Lewis is just... What a nightmare weekend from George. FIA incident involving cars 63 and Yuki Tsunoda and Lawson will be investigated after the race. Starting procedure. Infringement incident involving... Wow, look at that. Same thing with Norris. Okay, so they're going to investigate Lando Norris's infringement after the race. Clever from bloody the FIA. Didn't Bernie Eccleston tell them that what you don't want to do is leave the result? The result, as the result finishes, needs to be the result. Otherwise, fans will lose interest, trust in the FIA. Make it happen. Matt's going 23-4. Bloody Nora. There we go. Matt goes purple again. Wow. Now within the DRS of Charles Leclerc. Man who makes mistakes. Mr. Modern Day Journalese. It's going to nail him quick, isn't he? Lando, I tell you what Lando needs now. Lando needs the track to dry out quickly. Yeah. Needs to be prayed. He needs to pray for no more rain between now and the remaining 58. Expect this rain till lap 30. Look, just as I've said it. So we're lap 13, another 16, 17 laps. Oh no, it all plays nicely to Max Verstappen's hands, doesn't it? Flip. Max is a full second faster than the rest. Hope the rain hits soon. It's happening. It is raining now, and it's going to keep raining up until lap 30. What are we doing here? This is too much. I can't take it. My heart. Max Verstappen, ladies and gentlemen, has the whip hand. He holds the ball, all the marbles. It's raining, and it is Brazil. Lest we forget, Interlagos 2016. His coming out party, some may say, as a potential championship F1 champion of the future. Now he's got 3 soon to be 4, eh? Where is Max's teammate? No chance. Checo. Here we go. What's he doing? Checo Perez just very clumsy, eh? Well done, Checo Perez, for backing out of that. For the avoidance of doubt, runners and riders, you're first to 10. George Russell, 0.9. Norris is, no DRS. What am I talking about? Keep talking about DRS as if that's enabled. It won't be enabled because it's wet. But again, he's 1 second adrift is Lando Norris of George Russell for the race lead. So know that. So that makes it even more critical, the mistake that Lando made at the start of the race, eh? Because there's no DRS in the wet. 0.9 seconds is the difference between George Russell and Lando. Lando, you can't hang around here, chap. Max Verstappen is already up into 6th, 10.8 seconds adrift. I wonder how Will Buxton must be feeling now, saying that Lando Norris will win the championship with certainty, categorically. Wow. Techie. George Russell has the whip and the race lead with 15 laps in the bank, 56 laps left on the docket. Norris in second, Tsunoda thereafter in third, Ocon, Leclerc, Max Verstappen up 11 places already, and there's only been 15 laps. What are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Liam Lawson 7th, Oscar Piastri in 8th, Fernando Alonso in 9th, and Pierre Gasly in 10th. Your biggest winners thus far with the Grand Prix. Hulkenberg up 7 places already. Carlos Sainz up 14 places. Don't hate that for Carlos Sainz Jr. Do you know what I mean? Although he's already flopped. Albon's retired, never started the race. So too Lance Stroll stacking it on the formation lap. I'm tired of Curran's constant digs at Lewis, says Sharrison. I don't hate it, Sharrison. I don't hate it. I don't think Curran's a big fan of Lewis. As a driver, he is. But as a person, I don't think he'll ever miss an opportunity to give a cheeky dig. in stark contrast to his relationship with Red Bull. Although Karan Chanduk's piece on Red Bull and Red Flag Gate in the qualifying session. Oh, if Verstappen doesn't get driver of the day, effort, mate, you just give it to him straight away, eh? Although there will be Lewis Hamilton fans that will vote for anyone not named Max Verstappen. I wonder if Lewis was reminded of Nguyen's Senna Williams and all the unresolved questions and breathed a sigh of relief that he went to ask the bloody Nora Green. So you're talking clearly about... So Lewis was in the Senna car before, the MP46B, I want to say, the 1990 car, I think from memory, or 1991. And of course, you're talking about the questions as... Look at Max. Max is about to nail one Charles Leclerc imminently. He's just Jaws, isn't he? He's the big shark, the megalodon in Jaws. It's only just... It's a matter of time. Max in the wet. No chance. I'm just struggling to overtake. Slow in the straight, says Lando. No. Well, that's why, mate. You wanted to get ahead into turn one and your race would have been easy. But now it's trepidation. And then look at Josh. Josh is like, yeah, we've seen this before. Josh is like, yeah, seen this before, mate. Please see 2016 Brazil. Do you know what I mean? How long will these inters last? Chim, I have no idea. It depends. It's all variable, right? I want to say, I think they'll be able to go long on here. I think the reason why they change, if it starts to dry out, it will accentuate the rate at which these inters deg. But I think these are the conditions that inters will go long. 805 of you in the chat can currently do me a favour and smash the like if you could, as we have 17 laps in the books, 54 remaining. Currently in your 1, 2 and 3 you have George Russell, King Lynn George Russell, put some respect on his name. Lando Norris in second, Yuki Tsunoda in third. Your main stories thus far with 17 laps in the books are of course one Maximilian Verstappen, who is scything through the field, encroaching now on the Ferrari, the gearbox of one modern day Jean Alesi, aka Charles Leclerc. Up 7 places into 11th, you've got Nico Hulkenberg. Lewis Hamilton still struggling, up 1 place though, not long having been overtaken by Franco Colapinto, much to the cheer of the Argentine contingent in attendance at this Brazilian Grand Prix. Thousands of them. 689 of you watching concurrently. Do me a favour and smash the like. Sudan says heavy rain in 15 minutes. Bigger rain. That's when you're going to start to get some pit stops, eh? That's when you're going to start to get some pit stops, because some of these bods, not named Max Verstappen, not named Lewis Hamilton, are going to struggle to keep these inters on the track. But Max will, I bet. Ollie, I'm looking at you, Ollie. You're talking about confirmation bias. What are we on about now? I'm a Lewis fan, says Jeannie. And I called Max to win. Wow, Jeannie. Will he get the... He might, you know, it wouldn't surprise me. They're not building a gap exactly, are they, George and Lando at the front? Right now, they should be building it. Commentary wants it red flagged if it rains Moscow. Nah. Let them go. 2016 again if rain intensifies. Remco, do you remember? Jeez. This is where Max goes to dine. It's a Sunday afternoon drive for Maximilian Verstappen. This is like, it's just like, it's in the books, just standard. George races like Max though. He does race like Max, but he doesn't have the pace. He defends like Max, but he just doesn't have the point-to-point pace. The scary, the almost impossible point-to-point pace of a Maximilian Verstappen. We are 18 laps in the books, 53 laps remaining of this 71 lap Brazilian Grand Prix. First, currently George Russell having stolen the lunch money of one Lando Norris off the line yet again. That makes it 1 in 8 times that Lando Norris has started on pole and gotten to the end of the first lap in first position. Absolutely outrageous. And again, if you harbour aspirations to win yourself a driver's champion, then you cannot be so wasteful with such god tier F1 opportunities, surely. And again, coming into this Grand Prix, I felt like Lando had turned the corner, right? His demeanour was different. His countenance was different. The verbiage with which he applied, or with which even he talked about his old mate Maximilian Verstappen. Forget about him, I don't care. Everything had changed. But as they say in French, plus ça change, right? The more things change, the more things stay the same. As far as Lando no wins is concerned, for the avoidance of doubt, we have 19 laps in the books, 52 laps remaining in this 71 lap race. George Russell currently holds the whip hand over one Lando Norris, although Lando is encroaching upon the gearbox of the man from Kings Lynn, Norfolk. Wow. Okay. Lando, nice being encouraged. We need to get to the rain. Ollie Behrman. Bloody no. Is that Ollie Behrman on Lewis? Ollie Behrman nabs Lewis Hamilton. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Ollie Behrman just nailed Lewis Hamilton for 14th place. What's the point? I haven't even got energy to go scorched earth. I'll tell you what. That is bonkers. He's locked up again. Lewis Hamilton is having a nightmare, isn't he? Colapinto. Oh, lap time deleted. Track limits from Colapinto. What are we doing as far... Like, how? Somebody needs to explain this to me in the chat, yeah? When are we going to have ourselves an honest conversation about Lewis Hamilton? I know the car's not great, but George Russell is driving the same car, is he not? So what's going on then? How do I explain this variance between the respective drivers over at the boys and girls from Brackley and Brixworth? Explain, riddle me this, square me this circle. I don't understand. This makes no sense. Operator, the hamster got Behrman handle. I don't understand. I don't like it, operator. I'm not even... I don't like what's going on here. Lewis is relishing the end of the season. Meaning both, Kayori. What's going on? I'm not loving this at all. 20 laps in the books. If he gets past by Checo, we will have a problem. So Skolka. I'm not loving this at all from Lewis Hamilton. I'm getting a bit frustrated. Take a sip of your drink, Cameron, and try and calm down, mate. Look at this now. To blow my nose and all sorts. I'm fuming, vexed. The car's not driving. I don't care, Lewis. I'm not interested, mate. Gotta drive it better than that. Look at this. I don't even have a cold, but Lewis is making me having to blow my nose right now. I'm angry. What's going on, Graf? I just don't know. I've lost the will to live here as a Sir Lewis Hamilton fan. Do you know what I mean? Bring back 2007 or 2018 because this isn't good enough. I'll be honest with you. And look, in stark contrast, Max can make it to the podium, Daniel. I think you underestimate him, sir. So improper setup on his car, maybe, Kayori. Maybe. We'll find out next year when he gets into the red car, right? But the sabotage accusations will carry on long and deep into his tenure as a Ferrari driver. Lewis needs to go to the pits and take Senna's car. Can you imagine, Daniel? It's quite emotional, that was. Not as emotional as when Vettel did it, though. I don't know why I was shedding tears. Grown man bawling when Sebastian Vettel did that same thing. With Roland Ratzenberger's Austrian flag. Oh my gosh, I couldn't cope. I'd had enough. But oddly, I didn't feel the urge to cry. Less Lewis, more Yuki. He's checked out for today. Modern Day John says, I was expecting an inspire. Me too, Modern Day John. Me too. Got the words right out of my mouth. Not happening. Or Charles Leclerc struggling for traction, eh? Max Verstappen is about to steal Charles Leclerc's lunch. Watch this. Watch this from Max now. Take this to the bank. Watch this one here. Right up the inside. Has he gone round the outside? Oh, wow. Round the outside, round the outside. Oh, Charles Leclerc, defense. Let's go, defense. Let's go, Charles Leclerc. Do you remember Mark Hughes wrote an article saying that Charles Leclerc is the one driver on the grid that knows how to defend Max Verstappen, how to race him? You need to superimpose the skill that Charles Leclerc has in his lock as far as wheel-to-wheel combat with Max Verstappen and give that to Lando, although it's only a matter of time, eh? Oh, Charles Leclerc. Where was this from Oscar, eh? Why didn't Oscar have this favavoom? Do you know what I mean? Why didn't Oscar, as Lando's teammate, Max, he was squeezing me onto the white line, not leaving the car's width, says Max. Oh, we have ourselves. Charles just defended, but it's getting techie. Charlotte and Maxo. Lando already needs to buy Charles Leclerc a big bottle of champagne for what he's done. Max Verstappen drops back. Yeah, no, Max Verstappen's charging. He's charging, isn't he? He's charging. Blimey. Oscar didn't defend. I know Oscar defended like he had money on Max Verstappen to take the race win. EC, you're a legend. Electronic cornbread. The man, the myth, the legend. We have to have the same convo about Alonso, mate, with the same intensity and inspection. Both are champions, not driving like champions. There are real reasons why beyond a bit. You're not wrong, EC. You're not wrong, mate. Remco, you're a legend. I don't understand how Rainmaster, Reaganmeister, Sir Lewis can do this poorly. I'm grabbing my tinfoil hat. Potentially, Remco. They need some explaining. And I know EC's... It is an honest conversation. I suppose the difference is between Lewis. I know the Mercedes W15 is still dodgy. Oh my gosh, that's close. That's close between Carlos and Lewis. I think the issue for me when I'm talking about Lewis. Here's my issue. Although Mercedes still don't have the car, it's still Mercedes, isn't it? Whereas Alonso is Aston Martin, so already I'm normalising their performance. I don't really care for Alonso. I think Alonso's incredible as a driver. One of the greatest racing minds that we'll ever see. 200 level race IQ. Does that chap a disservice? Oh, wow. It's raining properly. Okay. Wow. Do you see this? Do you see what we talked about? The crossover point. Now might be a good tyres for wets. Insinuates Crofty. Who can keep it on the grid? So, okay. So, look at Max. Tight line from Max. Now we're going to see. Now we're going to separate the boys from the men, eh? Do you know what I mean? Come off the hour, come off the man. EC, big up your good self. I know, proper Jomo. EC's an absolute legend of the game. You guys are legends all across the board. I'm disappointed with Oscar too, Delaney. What's the point? The delta between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris in second and sixth. 30.1 seconds even. One day for Oscar's preserving those tires. What for though, Nate? Doesn't he get the assignment? Well done, Karan Chandak. We're talking about fair play. Karan Chandak says, use Checo Perez. We've got a train, haven't we? Bloody Nora behind Sonoda. Everybody's gathering, desperate to get around that chap. It's techie. It is techie. No, you're right, EC. I'm just rereading your comment. We have to assess both of them in real time, objectively. Maybe Alonso's lost. I think there's no maybe about it. Fernando Plan Alonso has absolutely lost a step in pace, a tenth or two, as versus Fernando El Plan Alonso in his prime back in 2005, 2006. Okay. Oh, wow. Ferrari with Charles Leclerc coming into the pits. Charles Leclerc's in the pits. Okay. All eyes on Charles Leclerc. Is he going full wets? What's he going? Let me know what tyres. Charles Leclerc's in the pits. Another set of inters. Oof. Another set of inters. Huh. One is 43, one is 40. Age exists. Father Time is undefeated, undisputed. Box to overtake at some point. No, we can consider it. We'll think. Okay. Yeah, the wet tyre is rubbish. You only use the wet if it's absolutely monsoon. But Bernie's saying that the heavy rain is right on us. Oh, yeah. I think Charles Leclerc's made a mistake there, potentially, to be honest. Hold on. Like, hold on to it. Charles Leclerc was spooked by the conditions, but he's doing really well with Max. But now he's freed up Max. Look, and now Max is bearing down on Esteban Ocon. Lest we forget. Do you remember around here? Lando Norris saying to Box, the rain's coming. Oh, what? Starting to rain a lot, says Lando. Lando's worried. Lando encouraging. Lando Debbie Downering it here. Come on, Lando, get your head in the game, chap. I know it's wet, but stay out, chap. Lando wants wets. Does this mean that they should just pit him and put him on wets? But he's got George to follow, right? He can just fight. He can just trail. Yeah. Oh, wow. Is that Yuki? I know it's Liam. Liam off the track. But still in sixth. Was in sixth. Now dropping like a stone all the way down to ninth. Hulkenberg pitted. What you need is somebody to pit. You need Hulkenberg. Somebody needs to pit and put on wets and see how much time there is in that so you can use them as a guinea pig, eh? That's what needs to happen right now, as we have 26 laps in the books, 44 left on the docket, 7:44 if you're watching concurrently. We have ourselves a race, ladies and gents. Oof, Lando Norris encroaching upon George Russell's gearbox. Let's go. The delta between the two, race lead and second, is 0.728, but he can't see to overtake is the issue. Now it feels like Lando Norris has got pace at the wrong time. Inters, you're going to go offline and risk it for a biscuit, Lando Norris. I would advise Lando, if he knows wheel, to be conservative, mate. I don't know if now is the time to put an overtake. What you should have done, chap, is assumed an aggressive posture after start in your bloody grid box. That's what you should have done. Cam, you know the car's set up a totally different... Oh, wow. Heavy rain. Don't overtake him here, Lando. Shall we send you an absolute legend? Far too kind. Cam, you know the cars are set up totally different. Oh, so we need an honest conversation. Wait, let's discuss possible sabotage from this thing. You can't discount it. You can't discount it, Sharrison. You can't completely discount it. But I would say, I don't know. I don't know. It's not so. I mean, George is in the lead of the race, eh? Lando Norris. Oh, wow. Lando Norris being told, Charles pitted. There we go. Charles pitted Charles Leclerc for new tyres. And he sat behind Lewis Hamilton. And Lewis Hamilton can't get around. Oh, the humanity. This is techie, ladies and gents. Have we got a flag? Slow down, Lando. You're passing the pits. Yellow flag. They're going to have to flag it. Safety car. 100%. Lando, pit. Pit, Lando. Pit him. Where's the message? He's gone past the pits. He's gone past the pits. I thought Ferrari would pit science. I know pit science is a. I think Charles drove that decision. So go on, when they bring out a safety car and Lando's halfway around the track, virtual safety car. Knew it, for crying out loud. McLaren are so laissez-faire. Why don't they do these things proactively? Like, what's going on? 28 laps in the books, and they sit there and see a bloody car beached, a Haas beach, and now look at Oscar. Oscar Piastri is going to get himself a cheeky... He's going to save himself like circa 10 seconds worth of pit stop. 13 seconds this will cost him as opposed to the standard 23. What are we doing, McLaren? Have they just shafted Lando Norris here? Again? I do not like this. They want to hope that this virtual safety car lasts for at least a lap. Because otherwise, like, what are we doing? So everybody's coming in and put on inters again. Oh, the humanity. Oh, wow. Mercedes been reported to the stewards. Checo's put a set of full wets. Wow. Checo and Lewis. I know, George, there we go. That might help Lando there, eh? So Russell has been reported. Russell and Lewis, both Mercedes pods, reported for adjusting their tyre pressures on the grid between the actual start and the aborted start. Oh, wow. George advocating for red flag settings. Oh, wow, it is. George and Lando coming to the pit. Oh, my God. You see this, chat? Okay, virtual safety car is just ending. Oh my gosh, green flag conditions, and both George and Lando come in under green flag circumstances. What are we doing, chat? And then a slow pit stop for Lando? Oh my gosh, what are they doing? Sabotage this dude. Go on, where are they going to come out then? Look at this. Max Verstappen coming out behind Max Verstappen, yeah? Max Verstappen's just going to go. Oh my gosh, Max Verstappen has the whip hand, ladies and gentlemen. Max Verstappen sat there in second. Change to full wets for Max potentially. But he's going to have a look at Checo, eh? Let's have a look at Checo's lap times. That's what we want to look at. Checo's just done a 142. Checo does a 142. Everybody else is doing 140. Okay, so Lewis just did a 140. Whenever Checo Perez on those full wets does like a 135 or something, when he's lapping quicker than the rest of the field, they've played this brilliantly. Look at this. They tested their luck too much, says Coyote. Max can go long if his tyres are good for rain. Oh my gosh. Max Verstappen up into second place. What are we doing? And he doesn't care. He could just go long on these inters. This is Ayrton Senna again and Donington 1993. He doesn't care. Ollie, he's looking at you, Ollie. What were we saying about confirmation? But are you seeing what I'm seeing, Ollie? Mate, you've passed his prologue. Free gifts. McLaren are absolute clowns. Why didn't they do it? Lando was passing the pit straight. Oscar Piastri penalty. Wow, causing a collision. What collision did Oscar cause? This is going by the wayside, eh? Max is just going to chill out here. What does he need to change? The no tyre deck. He's on inters. The water is cooling. He doesn't need to do anything. Okay, weather lighter rain in 3 minutes. Max can just hang out here. He's done a Senna, hasn't he? Max can just skip out a pit stop. I think this is the effective lead that we're seeing here. And props to Esteban Ocon as well, eh? Props to Esteban. Go on then, you runners and riders, as we've got 30 laps. Bloody no, 40 laps remaining. 30 laps in the books. Oh, wow, this is getting an edge. Lando Nice goes up the inside of George. Can he keep it on the black stuff, though? Oh, George is let's go, Lando. George doesn't fancy it, does he? George is like, stop the race, too dangerous. Let's go, Lando. I don't hate that. Although, that should be for the effective race lead, but I don't think it isn't anymore. Safety car deployed. Okay. All right. Safety car. This is interesting, chat. Did they pit? I don't think they're going to pit Max. They ain't going to pit Max, are they? Safety car proper. So safety car would have worked out for Max if... Oh, wow. Can they do it? Look at that. What's the gap between them? Oh, wow. They can do it. Look. Max Verstappen could pit and come out in front of Lando. Oh, my God. Go on, then. 6. Let's work out this. 13 seconds is how much you lose from a pit stop under safety car. And Max Verstappen, Ocon's not pitted. Is Max Verstappen going to pit? I don't think he's going to. He doesn't need to. Why is he going to pit? Max Verstappen is not going to pit. Oh my gosh, this is peak. Track position. Why would they pit? Esteban Ocon has the race lead. What's going? What is going? Sonoda on wet's not enough time. Oh my goodness. I don't think Max will win, says Sedan. I wouldn't count it out. Look at this. He's practically in the effective. Well, he's in effective second place. Is him and Ocon racing for race lead? No way. Please see 2016. Lewis Hamilton banging wheels with the RB Visa cash up. Yeah, cheers, guys. I've had enough. I don't even want to see the Lewis Hamilton story makes me feel very bad and sad. Ocon on the radio. Rain decreasing in 1 to 2 minutes. Why would you pit then? Fudge cake. 668 of you. So we're debating the merits and timing of the non-red flag. 782 of you watching concurrently. Max doesn't have a gap. He doesn't even need to pit. He's not going to pit. And this is a 2-stop array. Max is going to pit once, just as did Senna in 1993. Pit one less time than the rest of them. 666 of you watching concurrently. You guys are legends. Oh my gosh. Rain decreasing. So then they're Gucci on Inters, aren't they? The top two. I think Esteban Ocon has the effective lead as the race. Jeez. What are we doing here? Less rain and fresh tyres. All right, to summarise, I'm trying to work this out where we are. Max Verstappen has the whip hand, doesn't he, ladies and gents? That's where we are. I bet. Oh, go on then. We'll do a cheeky poll now. Who's going to win the race now, chat? Go on then. Put your money where your mouths are. Who's going to win? Who's going to win this race? As we are. Unbelievable. So Checo's gambit has failed. I'm going that. I think you need to vote between those bods for the race win. I think this is the effective positions. I'm being honest. Ocon's going to go long. Verstappen's going to go long. Why do they need to pit? Especially when the rain is drying up. Holy smoke. Holy smoke. Proper safety car. Franco Colapinto. Red flag. Red flag. And what happens under red flag, chat? You can change your bloody tyres. Max Verstappen, ladies and gents, has the whip hand. They have the whip hand. Red flag. Under red flag conditions, everybody stops. You reset, and these bod can change their tyres. Ollie, what were we saying about Max? Ollie. 808. What a clown. Franco Colapinto, you've got to give him grace. He's struggling. Come to say, wow, Max Starley. Max Verstappen has the whip hand. He's just got to treat. Esteban Ocon stands between Max Verstappen and 25 points. It's a different gravy, chat. Like he is different. He is different. I know Red Bull have smashed out the strategy as well, but look at this, mate. What are you going to say? Ollie, this is chance. Yeah, of course. Just pure luck, Ollie. Do you know what I mean? No skill from Max at all. Just found himself in second by happenstance, Ollie. Oh my God. Look, 2016. Me and my friends did a podcast. When I seen Max Verstappen do what he did then, Outlaw, you're an absolute legend. How do you like your Formula One indeed? You're gonna see can you imagine a review video? You're gonna imagine the review video straight away. 725 bloody no, it's a hard hit from Franco. Take your hands off the steering wheel, Colo. Come on, chap. Gotta be a bit more savvy than that. You don't want to Danny Rick yourself and break your hand on the impact. Do you know what I mean? Look, 2016. I had a podcast with two of my best friends, Justin and Guy. After Brazil, I said, we need to start putting some respect on Max Verstappen's name. Brazil 2016, right? I said, that dude, although he didn't win, this is his coming out party in a few years when that dude has multiple championships under his belt. I said at the time, we're going to look back on this as his coming out party. Now in 2024, same story again, but only that dude has 3, soon to be 4 championships underneath his belt. Max Verstappen is a different grade. Yeah, he's got a car that's quick, but nobody else is doing that. Correct, Lando. I guess everybody can just change tyres for free now. Wow, says Lando Norris, mate. Lando, it's... McLaren absolutely made a strategy. But to be fair to McLaren, Lando... Oh, fuck. If Max is not going to be driver of the... Oh, mate, there's no chance, Helene. There is no chance. There is bias. I mean, shall I put out my driver of the day vote? But you know, he's still got a race to win. Holy smoke, chat. Max Verstappen strikes again. Inevitable. Comes from 17th. So the chat now, the argument will be Lewis's drive in 2021, Max's drive around here in 2016, or Max's drive around here in 2024. That's going to be the argument that we're going to have. Lando Norris is fuming. Yeah, why you just put the inters on? Corinne makes the point, right? If you're going to box and go wets, then cool. But box and just go for a new set of inters. But Lando was getting his elbows out, wasn't he? He's been quite forceful on the radio. So I think they had to move accordingly. There was pressure. Imagine Lando Norris goes and stacks it then after he told them that he wanted wets. He said that he wanted wets. He was governing that conversation as you would expect him to, right? We like assertiveness in drivers, but ultimately McLaren have made yet another wrong decision strategically. Strategic ineptitude, indecision, agile thinking or lack thereof has come to epitomise what McLaren mean, who they stand for, what they are as a Formula One team. And yet again, their lack of sound decision making, poor rational mindedness has cost Lando and Norris. The two of them, they deserve each other, don't they? Let's be honest. They're perfect. 1,000 of you watching concurrently as we have ourselves a red flag circumstance. We are currently on lap 33. Bloody Nora. 37 laps remaining, 71 lap race. Red flag circumstance. Lando Norris and McLaren have laid themselves yet another strategic egg. I mean, they had themselves a virtual safety circumstance proper, didn't pit, and then they've pitted towards the end of it. What for? What for? Max and Ocon were always going to go long. You saw 2016. You've seen Donington 1993. You've seen all of this. Surely move accordingly then. James says McLaren's just not ready to win when they are under pressure or under true competition or true pressure. Bloody Nora, what are we doing here, James? What are we doing? Ocon will send it. I know. Do you remember Ocon? Ocon will send Max off track after restart. He wants to hope not. And it wouldn't be the first time we've passed this prologue. You've got it exactly like Oscar Piastri just caused. That's what Ocon did to Verstappen all those years ago, right? When he was trying to unlap himself. Esteban Ocon is a liability in these circumstances. He's a liability. I think Max will be onto them saying, you know what? Just get him out my way, please. Get the FIA to look at him preemptively because this ain't good enough. Esteban Ocon did this to me years ago and I'm not looking for him to do it to me again and cost me another 25 points. Max Verstappen will want the likes of Jonathan Wheatley. Jonathan Wheatley will be having conversations in real time with Jonathan. Look at Max. Max saying that there's waters this much, it's aquaplaning, you can't do anything. Look at Jos. Jos just has that smile on his face like, that's my son. Can you imagine? Again, 2016 was one and now we get 2024 from 17th, ladies and gents. McLaren ain't ready, says Koyori. Not by a long shot, eh? Everybody's chilling out. Red flag circumstance. We've still got a race on our hands and it's going to be... I can't wait for the review video. That's what I can't wait for. Oh, Max Verstappen can't take pressure. When you put some pressure on him, he cracks. He can't do it. When he has to race from the back, he can't do... Mate. Like, do you know what I mean? How do you like yourself some objective evidence, ladies and gents? How? How do you like yourself some objective? How do you like your F1? Ladies and gentlemen of the F1 jury, are you not entertained? Oh, Max Verstappen is a choker. He's rubbish. He can't do anything in advance. Yeah, go on then. Let me hear them now. Let me hear them what they have to say now. You know what? If you don't like objective value, objective truth value even, then one day the truth will find you out and make you look like a mug. All those people that talk that smack. Listen, you don't need to like Max Verstappen. You can hate him if you want. But if you're invested in F1 properly, really and truly, and you like yourself some sporting excellence and you can recognise it, then how can you not put some respect on Max Verstappen's name thus far? Listen, there's still a lot of laps to go. There's still a lot of racing to do and there's mistakes that will be made. I don't think this will be the final yellow flag or final safety car circumstance. There's a lot of racing to be done yet and still. But thus far, do you know what I mean? With 32 laps in the books, Max Verstappen naysayers need to be awfully quiet right now. Don't conflate his personality for his drive. You might not like him. You might not want to go for a beer with that chap, but you'll put some respect. Oh my gosh, George Russell said I said it. Should have stayed out. Well, then you should have stayed out, mate, if you knew that a red flag was coming. You know what I mean? Take your... George is fuming. That could have been the race win. That could have been the race win. Yeah, drivers... Karim makes a proper... For once, makes a proper insightful statement that the drivers need to make the call. Oh, the humanity. Go on, and let's deal with the Max Verstappen race review preview. All of the naysayers on the back of what we've said. Listen, he might still make a mistake. He might not even win the race. 17th is where that dude started. This is 2016 all over again. But the naysayers weren't there in 2016 to watch it, so they don't know. This is the first time they're seeing this sort of stuff on Max Verstappen, and that's okay. Do you know what I mean? Truth and history will make a mug of you if indeed you harbour aspirations to sacrifice objectivity at the altar of your own partisanship. Thou shalt put some respect on Max Verstappen's name after this race. Although I'm a bit disappointed for Lando because it feels like the championship is doing one of these, right? Just slipping through all of our fingertips. Lando Norris is included. Oh, the humanity. Chat, what are we doing here? What does Danica Patrick have to say about this, says Andre. Oh, red flag circumstance. Oh my gosh. How do you like your Formula One? I'm enjoying this. This is a proper race. I think everyone in every team should swear. Take that FIA. I know, like a proper, like a I am Spartacus protest. No, I am Spartacus. No, I am Spartacus. 913 of you watching concurrently. Do me a favour and smash the like if you could. What the hell is happening to Sir Lewis's car? I don't know. I don't know, Shinra. I'm not close enough to the circumstance, nor am I close enough to speculate. I'm just give this man Canada. You're a legend, Outlaw. Proper legendary settings, mate. Oh, dear. They don't do. You know who's going to have a field day with this when I talk to him about this tomorrow? Peter Windsor. He's going to go full scorched earth on McLaren. What are they doing? Strategic ineptitude in extremis. Again, black flag for Hulkenberg. Is that a disqualification? Bloody Nora. Black flag for Hulkenberg. Right, race over. Hulkenberg's done. Disqualified. Wow, what's Hulkenberg done? What's Hulkenberg done? Oh, so we got pushed back on the track. Ugh, Andre. Hulkenberg presumes that he's still going to be racing, but he's not. He's got black flagged, and that means that his race is finished. Disqualified Nico Hulkenberg. Absolutely, James. Delaney. If Max does 5 in a row, he could be the Delaney. But it's these times, eh? Oh no, Hulkenberg doesn't know he's been qualified. Ted Kravitz wandering over to tell him. Ted Kravitz worried. Ted Kravitz, tell Hulkenberg that he's been disqualified, mate. Yeah, Hulkenberg yeeted it into the barrier, didn't he? So he had to get pushed. This is Ayrton Senna in 89 getting a cheeky push at Suzuka. Oh, poor Nico. Oh yeah, because the stewards pushed him back on. It was exactly Ayrton Senna in 1989. Oh my gosh, you can't get so much. You can't get so much help, Nico. You watch the Senna documentary, you know what time it is. You can't get assistant. Yeah, you can't get assistance, mate. Done. Marshall's helped Hulk to get back on track after being stuck, says Kayla. Absolutely, you can see it. Eh? No chance, mate. Hulkenberg early bath, son. Do you know what I mean? Pack your bag, strap. You're on your way home. Not even half distance, by the way, chat. You seen this? 33 laps of 69. What? I thought it was a 71 lap race. What's going on with that? Oh, because they did a 2. Okay, so that is the aborted. It was originally supposed to be 71 laps, but owing to the aborted race start, now 69. Max Verstappen looking cool as a cucumber, eh? Looks like he hasn't even raced. Mate, that dude is... Thanks a lot, Marshalls. Barack said they could do it in the old days. Well, not in 1989 they couldn't. That's what Senna got disqualified for, right? He had a push. Oh no, to be fair, he didn't get disqualified for the steward's push. He got disqualified apparently for going down the runoff area. He should have spun around and come back on the track, apparently. Nonsense. Lando having a word with his dad. Lando. It's not good, mate. It's not good. You've just been maxed. Felt like 2 races already. I know, Remco, it's a long one. We're in for the long haul here. Red flag circumstance for those of you who are just joining. But Maximilian Verstappen, for the avoidance of doubt, has himself the whip hand. We said at the start, didn't we? This race is going to be decided. Rolling start, by the way. That this race was always going to be decided by dint of those who could endure the inters over the course of changeable conditions. And that was always going to be Max Verstappen. Esteban Ocon somehow has found his way into the fray, though, has the effective race lead. Now, under red flag circumstances, they will all change their tyres because that's within the rules. Race will resume, by the way, in T-minus 10 minutes. Oh, the humanity, and I'm nervous again. Oscar sending a warning, and Oz a reminder to Kiwi Lawson that don't expect any naily be live. I don't hate that green-red rocket. I don't hate it. Kyle says, Max fans were screaming about red flag yesterday. I need to hear them say, Kyle, don't get misdirected, man. I'm telling you, look at this. Of course, I mean, if you're a fan of a driver, but it was kind of a red flag card, you know what I mean? And plus, it suited him very nicely because he's endured, hasn't he, Max Verstappen? It's not too bad on those inters, as he wasn't in 2016 around this very same track. Hulkenberg going to take himself an early bath, having gotten black flag disqualified because he got helped by that. Look at Perez. Perez is just fuming, mate. Perez used as a guinea pig again on the wets. Mate. Question, was it a safety issue? Hulk was stuck in the middle of the track. Yeah, I think they dislodged him probably on that, but Hulkenberg would have been hoping not at least not to get a black flag. He would have just been hoping that the stewards would have done what or race director even would have done what race directors do and just turn a blind eye sometimes. Not so fast though, Hulkenberg. Early Bathson. 955 of you watching concurrently. Do me a favour and smash a like. Like Surya the Pleb says, smash the like. Ocon will be the hazard. Absolutely. You remember they came together many moons ago at turn 1, wasn't it? Was it turn 1, turn 2 when Ocon took out Max Verstappen trying desperately to... It was clumsy, wasn't it? It was like turn 2-ish where they came together, Ocon and Max Verstappen. If past this prologue, I think Max will be wise to it this time. He won't be looking to overtake Esteban Ocon, turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, if he wants to avoid the mistakes of Christmas past. But he's got 25 points in his hands. Oh, look at Max. Bloody Nora. 78% of you say Max Verstappen's, that this is his race to lose now. 13% of you say Lando Norris. Max Verstappen, by the way, at the start of this race, you heard what I was saying about qualifying yesterday. He was 8-1 to win this race. 8-1. That he wins this race 11.11 recurring times of 100. Lies, odds makers. Nowhere near, chap. I had a couple. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I were a betting man, I would have had a couple quid on Max Verstappen to win. To do the fastest lap in qualifying yesterday, if I were a betting man. Now though, I should have had 8-1 Max Verstappen to win a race in these conditions at this track. Bearing in mind 2016 Brazil Grand Prix is a thing that has happened. What are we doing? Absolute nonsense. You get the light on my face again. Commentators calling for standing start. Starley, are they mad? Do they want these drivers to perish? No. You can't handle that. Not with Ocon in the lead. 1025 if you're watching concurrently. We have ourselves a red flag circumstance, but we are T-minus 7 minutes away from a race restart. And again, I think it's going to be a rolling restart. Let me double check that. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable, chat. Order for the restart. Car number 31. Mr. Esteban Ocon. What? Ocon, Verstappen. Yeah, so it's in order. Ocon, Verstappen, Gasly, Norris, Russell, Tsunoda. Yeah, so they're going to start as they were. I was looking at those numbers like, hang on. Oh, the humanity. What are we doing, Lando? Again, seizing defeat from the jaws of victory. But ultimately, I tell you what, rolling it will be that JTX. Ultimately, though, the story of this race is Lando and McLaren together doing their best impression of an expert in seizing defeat from the jaws of victory. Look at him. Bloody flops it off the start. After you, Claude, he says to George Russell. And then the one time that they need to make a serious decision, earn some corn, earn your millions and millions. Zach Brown, Andrea Stella, Lando and Norris. Keep it on the black stuff in difficult circumstance. They threw in the towel and came into pit for not a new set of wets, a new set of inters, of course, as you were, Lando. Do you know what I mean? I started to buy into the hopium that his demeanour had changed, that he was a new driver, he was talking differently, his verbiage was more aggressive now, and then he goes and assumes a bloody passive stance off the line and gets nabbed yet again, starting in pole, nowhere to be seen as far as first, ending the first lap. What are we doing? Don't do it. If that's what you're doing, Lando, I love Lando because he's fast and he's got racecraft and he's quick, etc. And he's a likeable guy, etc., etc. But if that's the way we're going on, then you don't even deserve to be a champion. Charles Leclerc was right when he said it in 2022. If you make that many mistakes with that frequency of that consequence, then you will never be a champion. That's just the truth. That's the hardline truth. And you can take that for whatever you will. Yo, Cameron, stop being so hard. That's the truth. Winning apparently isn't for everyone per Nike. And it might not be, as far as the context of the Drivers' Championship in 2024, it might not be for Lando Norris this year. Might have come too soon. That's just the honest truth. It's the honest truth, and it is what it is. Take that for whatever you will, if you know what I mean. It's too techie. Lando and McLaren behaving as if they don't want to win the championship. What are we doing? Like, again, Hungary again, Baku again. What for? Makes no sense. Absolutely makes it's a nonsense. An absolute nonsense. But you know what? Let's go. We are a couple of minutes away, T-minus 4 minutes away from a cheeky race start, and I'm here for it. I can't wait. Max Verstappen Masterclass yet again. What else would you expect? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? 813 of you watching, only 300 likes there. Do me a favour if you could. Smash the like. I'm just trying to get more data for you guys in real time, to be honest. Unbelievable. Right, let's go. Not officially, but in reality, yes. Stroll, what a clown. Stroll was out on the formation lap for those of you who just joined the stream. All these delays, man. Could we just wait? I know what you mean, Alonso. Shades of Monaco way back when Olivier Panis won. Do you remember? It was just stop, start, stop, start. Lando never deserves to be a champion. He's a joke, says Spiller. I wouldn't go that far necessarily, but I don't know. Out of interest, how many points thrown by Lando and McLaren? There's a lot, Mubashir, at this point. I mean, if you're doing the proper variables and adjusting for normalised, anomalous instances, errors of the unforced variety, I think Lando would be at least within breathing distance. Probably ahead in the championship if they make 0 errors. All of them shake my head. I guess we can end this poll, eh? 77% of you say Max Verstappen are going to win. The goalposts have shifts, eh? Oh my gosh. What a race. What a race. Never will see Lando driving like that. Daniel says, this is Sparta. Oh my, can you imagine, Daniel? Remember you said that before? This is Sparta. F1 is ruthless, man. You can't come in there with nonsense. Nice tribute helmet for Hamilton, I know, but it hasn't been a very good tribute drive from Lewis, although he's up into 11th, eh? One outside the points, behind Liam Lawson, profiting from Franco Colapinto after Franco Colapinto showed him a wheel up the inside and toe one. What are we doing? Rolling start, T-minus 2 minutes. Wow, lots of voters in the poll. I know, let's go, Richard. You guys voted hard, and I appreciate each and every single one of you for that. Okay, 6 minutes time. A rolling start, so they've adjusted. It was due to be 60 seconds time. Now it will be 6 minutes time. Oh gosh, rain all over the shop. Mubashir, can we have a moment of silence for Luke? Oh, don't say that, Mubashir. Man's broken me today, bro. Oh. We will have ourselves, when I'm ready, when I've got enough emotional bandwidth, we'll have ourselves an open and honest conversation about Lewis Hamilton. I promise you. I promise you. Where is Lando's penalty? They're investigating it after the wreck. They may as well not bother now. He's not going to win. What's the point? Oh, God. No, rolling start, I think. Race will resume at 14:06. Rolling start procedure. Official notes from race control. RB clearly the strategy champs of last pick number. EC, if 78% Max will win, means Cam has beat us down to accept Texas. EC, you've got to. If Niki Lauda were here, he would doff his cap to Jos Verstappen already, even though we've still got so many laps remaining. He's not been bad. From 17th, go on, let's work this out now. Let's do some very basic maths. 37 laps remaining of a 69-lap race. 33 laps are in the books. Max Verstappen started in 17th. He's now up into... He's mounted. He's nailed. So he's doing one place every other lap. As near as makes no difference. From 17th. ESPN just shut off the race, Keith. Absolutely incredible. Gotta get... I think if you're in North America, you need to depend on F1 TV Pro, just in case. Cheeky NordVPN. I just joined. What's happened this go? For those of you who are just joining, I feel like we've had ourselves a bit of a... Okay, all you need to know in this goes that Matt started from 17th and he's now in effective second. There's been a red flag because somebody just yeeted it into the barrier yet again. Who was it? Was it Hulkenberg? I can't even remember. Oh, God. Stroll formation lap, yeeted it into the barrier. Oh, Franco Colapinto's was the latest crash. That drew out the red flag. And everybody had pitted, right? Norris pitted for another set of inters. So too had Russell. Norris and Russell were in the effective race lead in second place. Norris having just overtaken one King George Russell, first of his name. Now, however, it's all switched round. Things done changed, in the word of Notorious B.I.G. because Ocon, Verstappen and Gasly all stayed out on their inters. The red flag came out and restarted the race in effect, during which time Gasly and Verstappen and Ocon can take themselves a brand new set of intermediate green-labelled inters. So they have the freshest tyres of them all, and they also have all advantage as far as track position. Ocon, Verstappen and Gasly I'm talking about. Science says, Ricky, these are not new inters. Which inters are these? Hello. Oh my gosh. Carlos Sainz can feel. Wow. How can Carlos Sainz feel that they're not? All right. So we're going to get a race restart in a minute. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Where did Norris start? Nisco, do you even watch F1, chap? Lando Norris started from pole, got nabbed into the turn one, as he normally does, by one George Russell. And now Max Verstappen is harassing. He's going to nab Esteban Ocon, isn't he? Look at Max lining him up, getting in a straight line ahead of time so he can nail Ocon. Esteban Ocon needs to go as late as possible because Max Verstappen. Go on then. What are the bets that Max Verstappen nabs? Look at Max Verstappen, just straight line. Oh my God. Bearman on the grass again. He's kept it going. What are we doing? Max Verstappen is about to nab himself Esteban Ocon. Turn one, anyone? Max Verstappen, look at this. No, not quite. Not quite. Oh, Max Verstappen, how does he handle Esteban Ocon if he's sensible with kid gloves? 34 laps in the books, 36 remaining. We have ourselves a race for first place involving Max Verstappen, Esteban Ocon and one Pierre Gasly in the effective lead, having benefited, of course, by the red flag caused by one Franco Colapinto. How do you like your Formula One? Lando's off track? Surely not. Oh yeah, what's he doing? What a muppet. What an absolute joke. And then George Russell's nabbed him. You worked so hard to make that overtake, and now George Russell just nabs him back. Mistake again, Lando Norris. He doesn't have the attention span, does he? He's a gamer. Do you know what I mean? Resume last save game. As for the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc going off as well. So there's lots of standing water then, eh? But this is why Esteban Ocon and Max Verstappen, that we all need to doff the cap to what they're doing. Of course, the tyres are cold. Sack off George Russell. Put the camera on the race lead. Look at Esteban Ocon gapping Max Verstappen. I think. Imagine if Esteban Ocon wins this race, bloody though. I think Max Verstappen is looking at Esteban Ocon like Ocon's going to go off. I remember I was in a karting race once upon a time with a god tier karter. Shout out to my mate Pete. And he qualified in second. And he watched the dude who qualified on pole, raced off in the wets. And he said, listen, if this dude can do this for like 40 laps, then he's going to win the race. But I'm betting that he can't do it. I think that's the bets that Max Verstappen is making. Max Verstappen is betting that Esteban Ocon can't keep this pace for the remaining 35 laps, that he's going to stack it. And during that time, Max Verstappen's going to nail him. I think that's what Max Verstappen's betting. Lando, absolutely. Esteban is driving like a gangster today, Nate. Definitely. Another penalty, unsafe rejoin. Delaney, Lando isn't ready. Definitely doesn't look ready today. Esteban Ocon. Allez le bleu. Plus ça change, as they say. It's getting techie. 749 of you watching Concordia. Do me a favour and smash the like. As we are, we have 35 laps on the docket. 35 laps in the books. We are exactly halfway distance. Lewis Hamilton fighting. Bloody Nora. Go on then, Esteban Ocon. Gaps. Max Verstappen to the tune of 2.4 seconds. Lando Norris will be praying that Esteban Ocon can do something out of character here and keep himself a race lead for 35 laps. Can you imagine? Look at Lando Norris down in 5th place. Max Verstappen doesn't even need to overtake Esteban Ocon if we're talking project damage limitation, eh? 18 points as versus 25, 18, 16, 14, 12. What the hell? Max Verstappen is going to bridge that gap to the tune of 6 points. So we'll end this race 50 points. If they ended it now, I think it would be 50 points the difference with 3 races remaining. Game, set and match. Maximilian Verstappen, eh? Gap between the first and second. I think Max Verstappen's just backed off Esteban Ocon, anticipating either one of two things. That he can't go that quickly for 34 laps without making a big mistake in these conditions. Or, why am I racing Esteban Ocon for? That dude's a liability. I'm in damage limitation settings. I don't even need to win myself. It would be nice to win the race. But why am I going to kill myself and risk 18 points on the docket to fight with Esteban Ocon? Why? Leverage your god tier racing brain. Matt1134, you're a legend. Out here gifting memberships. Too kind, Matt. Do you know what I mean? And again, those of you who are just new members, keep your eye on the community tab for a cheeky newsletter each and every single week. You will get deference and preference, priority even, as far as... Oh my gosh! Ollie Behrman in the barrier. Has he kept that running? Ollie Behrman stacked it. Go on then, are we getting another red flag? He's kept it running, hasn't he, Ollie? Bless him. Oh my God. You hearing that from Crofty? They replaced his front ring, Ollie Behrman, during the red flag, and he's just gone and broken it again, of course. You only have so many front rings though, eh? Easy. Oh my gosh, he's gone offline. You go offline and yeah, it's techie. Find where the grip is, Ollie Behrman, before you start trying to do those moves. Alonso, Matt, you're a legend, sir. Bye-bye, Behrman, says Macon. Oof. R.I.P. Behrman. What are we doing? 726 if you're watching Gunconi. Do me a favour and smash the like. We have ourselves a few laps remaining, eh? Oh, there we go. Max Verstappen goes purple. Go on and let's have a gander. Max Verstappen, the delta between your top two, 3.5 seconds. I think Max Verstappen will want to win this race, but I don't know if it's in his best interest. Damage limitation settings. You know what I mean? He gaps Lando. Lando's nowhere. Look at him in 5th. Wow. Ollie Behrman lap time deleted for track infringements. Well, of course. Went a gazillion miles off the track. 33 laps remaining. 37 in the books. Top of your timing sheets for the race lead. Esteban Ocon. first. 3.4 seconds adrift of him is Maximilian Verstappen. Gasly follows shortly thereafter. Russell, Lando, Norris, all the way down there in 5th position. Experts in failure, some may say, are Lando, no wins, and McLaren. Leclerc follows. Oscar Piastri. Is Oscar Piastri going to be on the same piece of tarmac, same piece of track as his teammate Lando Norris? That is an epic failure. Tsunoda, then comes Hamilton, then comes Alonso. What are we doing? This is nuts. Honestly, ladies and gents, I've had enough of this. McLaren have absolutely got me losing my mind. What lose on points for? Honestly, Chiba, I can't celebrate these small victories. Can't. Yeah, and odds on. Oof. Yeah, and odds on a Mercedes VSC will take hard-earned gap lap time off you. Matt says, cheeky scotch in a wet race. What could be better? Matt, you're a legend. Matt 1134 out here gifting memberships. Do you know what I mean? Wait, this is a double Alpine podium. Do you know what I mean? It's a good shout. Absolutely great shout. Still with Alpine up front. Oh, Max is managing. I don't disagree, Wolfer. I mean, he's why would he try and overtake Esteban Ocon? Double waved yellows at set to 3, by the way. Gone greens now. Oh, that's Ollie Behrman. What's he doing? You see these young guns. I'll tell you who's doing well. Liam Lawson. I haven't seen him off track yet. No instance, no mistake of material consequence of the unforced variety. Shout out to Liam Lawson. Props to him. Checo Perez and Sergio Perez. Checo Perez and Liam Lawson renewing rivalries, by the way, on track. Don't like each other, do they? Because Liam Lawson is looking to take Checo Perez's lunch money. Well, at least for Checo Perez, Colapinto ended in the barrier. That's good news for... Oh, got a cheeky overtaking manoeuvre, potentially Carlos Sainz on Checo Perez, eh? No, nothing doing there. I think they're Ringa Rosie. I think they're as you were. Nobody's looking to pull any overtaking manoeuvres around it. It's too dangerous. Although Max Verstappen goes purple. 2.7 seconds the delta between your race leading Esteban Ocon and your second place Maximilian Verstappen. 2.8. How does Max handle this? Lando moaning over it. Oh God. Lando being told if weather he doesn't care anymore. Lando being told if the weather stays like this to the end, then it's all about managing your tyres. Is that Charles? Oh, it's Carlos again. No, Carlos. 2 big mistakes. Safety car again. What do they do? What do they do? Nobody pits. Just don't pit. It's track position now, isn't it? That's all that you need. Oh my gosh, Carlos. Awful weekend for Carlos Sainz. Making a mug of supporters of Carlos Sainz all around the world, like myself. Expecting that he's going to nail one Charles Leclerc in the championship. Not anymore, Carlos. Making those mistakes. 1 in quali, 1 in the race of material consequence, bro. Charles Fossey celebrate. Unforced Sid. Charles, he's put the Charles Leclerc. Yeah, the Charles Fossey are going to come for me. I'm nervous. Sainz is mediocre. Behave yourself, Bert. He's a very, very good driver. He's not as good a driver as Charles Leclerc, but what I'm invested in, as far as Carlos, is in baby. He's gone away, hasn't he? What I'm interested in as far as Carlos is how he's able to keep it so close for so long with Charles. Shouldn't even be in the same stratosphere as Charles. Charles is more talented a peddler than Carlos. Is much quicker. That's lazy. That is. Don't take too much curb or white line in the wet. Carlos flipping Nora, mate. Crafty says they might be there a while. Yeah, they've got to get it. Science out, damage done. Science killing Ferrari's development budget. Good job. Remco, let's not write off Carlos just yet, says Remco. Plenty though. No bueno. No bueno. Right. Runners and riders. It's very stuttery now, this. Bit different to Brazil 2016. 2016 felt like it... Brazil 2016, sorry, felt like it flowed better. 14 laps in the books, 30 remaining. Your runners and riders, Esteban Ocon for Pete's sake, has the race lead. That must be a harbinger of the apocalypse, of course. Ahead of one Max Verstappen, he's going to try and steal his lunch, the Frenchman's, as at the race restart again. But again, I think he'll think better of it. What's the point? Sometimes 18 points, a safe 18 points, is worth more than a treacherous 25, eh? I think Max will take Tom Clarkson's advice here and realise sometimes there's no need to go after the dangerous, risk-adjusted 25 points. Just stick with 18. If, again, you're going to be bridging the gap, Lando Norris isn't going to get near you. Incident involving car 55, noted, safety car deployed, of course. A little bit behind on my race control message. Bloody Nora. Did you see Jonathan Wheatley rallying the troops and then Max Verstappen goes out and puts in this performance? Science inconsistency strikes again, says EC. Yeah, cheers EC for reminding me. Keep saying to Shez and Baxley, I'm so invested in Carlos Sainz beating Charles Leclerc, but it's not going to happen now. Even though Charles Leclerc has been a bit inconspicuous in his... GP being... Wow, look at that. Look at that. GP reminding his charge, Max Verstappen. Keep your head down. Lots of races to go. Everything can change at any time. They were down the road 1 second and now we're bunched up. Second bite of the cherry. Keep your head down, out of trouble. This is why GP's God tier as far as being Max Verstappen's race engineer. Tells him exactly what he needs to hear. And now Karun Chanduk is stealing my point. Have Crofty and Karun Chanduk got me in their ear? Can anybody confirm or deny? Lando being told, stay away from the white lines, chap. They're causing offs. Carlos Sainz Jr. Ali Behrman being too greedy. Right. Esteban Ocon holds the red pen as far as the Brazilian Grand Prix 2024. 41 laps in the books, 29 laps remaining. Real safety car circumstance, but your runners and riders after one Esteban Ocon, Maximilian Verstappen having risen 15 places. Gasly has come up 10 places, is in third. Those are your podium positions. King George Russell of Kings Lynn, Norfolk, first of his name, currently holds fourth position. Lando Norris, having started on pole, instantly demoted by George Russell to second, now finds himself by virtue of poor strategic decision making in fifth position. Do you remember when Will Buxton said, I don't think that Lando Norris can win. I think he will win the championship. When people talk in those categoric terms, you've got to look at them with their sceptical hippo eye, right? There is potential rain. Wow. Rain between now and the end of the race. Yeah, when Will Buxton talks like that, if anybody talks in those categoric terms as if they can tell the future, you need to just take a step back, right? Touch grass, see the F1 wood for the F1 trees. No one bats 1,000 as far as their prediction. Yostradamus maybe. But aside from Jos Verstappen, nobody can predict the future. Again, of course, I'm referring to the fact that Red Bull will implode if Christian Horner stays on at team principal. Nobody can predict the future. No one bats 1,000. So how very dare William Buxton leverage that he can be a Nostradamus disingenuous? He cannot, and he will not. Lando Norris will not. Well, he might still. Look at me about to do what William Buxton did. Right, we're going to get ourselves a cheeky race restart now. Clear, set to 9. Okay, let's see how Max Verstappen deals with this. I think Max Verstappen is going to try and take... is Max Verstappen going to try and steal Ocon's lunch money here? Max Verstappen will want Esteban Ocon to go. He's dummying him. He's dummying. Look at that. Oh, Max Verstappen into turn 1, anyone. Look at that. Harassing Esteban Ocon. Look at Max Verstappen constantly trying to keep the car straight in anticipation of whenever Esteban Ocon is going to go. Ocon, P1. There's a 10-minute dead spot regarding rain visibility. Kyrie says, yep. The position of the car at that point on the track. Esteban Ocon's gone. Pierre Gasly is falling into the maws of death as far as George Russell. Oh my gosh, there's going to be a crash here. Max Verstappen. Lando Norris wide again. For crying out loud. Are you seeing this? What did we say about the race start? Max Verstappen is not to be messed with. He's done too many of them. Deliberate hours of practice. You can't. Shit. Lando Norris is where? Not like this, Esteban. Not like this. He's also going to get his... It's just, you can't... There are certain times, look, there are certain places that you take the battle to Max Verstappen, right? It's not at Brazil in the wet. Look at this. All chaos as Max Verstappen just controls the race with 27 laps remaining. Having stolen Esteban Ocon's lunch money, as predicted, by the way, the first time round. I was right, but my timing was wrong. I thought he was going to do that off the first race. You don't do 2 race restarts with Max Verstappen behind you and nail him off both. You need to be Lewis Hamilton. And even then, Lewis, you know what I mean? 39-year-old Lewis probably wouldn't get it done. Not off the restart. Max Verstappen is too strong there. Bloody Nora. Chaos all over the shop. Fernando Alonso disappears from the points. Off track. Bloody Nora. Lando Norris now behind Oscar Piastri. Why would I, if I'm Oscar, I'm not even going to give him the place, I'll be honest with you. Why? Alonso out. Max is the lead in Delaney. I'll be honest with you, yellow flag conditions. I'm just prepping for the review interview now. I think I might go hard on the FIA, on Max Verstappen. They says, oh, Max Verstappen can't do it in adversity. Max Verstappen is a fraud, a person of poor character. Well, how about this? You know what? All those Max Verstappen naysayers, to be fair, I should go easy on them because the Max Verstappen naysayers, for the most part, weren't here in 2016 at Brazil to see him do this. Probably more vicious than he's done it today. Do you know what I mean? They weren't here then to see his coming out party, but they're seeing it now. You'll understand now. I have to put some respect on his name with the Max Verstappen naysayer. I'm going to go hard. I'm going to go hard in the review. No need to give him the place championship. I know, just sack it off, Matt. It's done, isn't it? William Buxton saying that flipping Lando Norris will win the championship. Lando got swallowed up and then went off track, no control. He's just got his attention span is just wavy, isn't he? He doesn't dial in like a Max Verstappen. His focus is he's fragmented. He's only got like a half an hour of deep work in his locker. Norris might still get a penalty. Can you imagine, Michael, to rub insult into injury? And you imagine Max is going to be up there with Esteban Ocon and Gasly potentially on the podium. What is going on? The Max Verstappen podcast in the cool down room yet again after this dude rises up from 17th, chat. The joke is, you know what? If he got from 17th to 1st by the end of the race, then cool. But he's done it with 25 laps remaining. 2/3 of the race is in the books. And Max Verstappen has risen up 16 places from 17th. What are we doing? This makes no sense. This is F1 baloney. Some respect on his name. Max was too lucky, jazztastic. Really jazztastic? Luck isn't the word. Luck isn't necessarily the... That's not what I'd use. Oh my gosh, look how late he was on brakes. But he's given Esteban Ocon a wide berth though, because he remembers, doesn't he? I didn't think he'd do it into turn 1. That's brazy from Max. Bearing in mind what happened to them before. We all know Max is capable, says Troy. I know, bloody no. How can you avoid it? They fire him up and he goes berserk mode Barack. Look at Red Bull. Red Bull are like, you know what? Standard. Red Bull just happy. Look at that. 927 if you're watching concurrently. This is a Max Verstappen Masterclass. I was here before Max came and I still don't like him. I don't hate it, Coyote. I don't hate it, but you cannot deny his imperious skills in the way. Absolutely not, Coyote. You see there, you said it infinitely more eloquently than I ever could. Like, it's a gangster. A gangster. Max Verstappen naysayers need to take 2 seats today. But again, they weren't here, Coyote. They don't know. This is new information to them, isn't it? They weren't here in 2016 and now they're going to find out. Do you know what I mean? Aussie going to nail Roy Band Roy. Agreed. Lando's got that Fugazi focus, but he's just doesn't have it off the starts and not there yet. Not there. It's a different level of stuff that you need to beat Max Verstappen with any sort of frequency. McLaren team orders, Kayla. They may as well just leave them. Do you know what I mean? Oh yeah, they've done it already, haven't they? But what's the point? What's it going to do? 9-8, one of you watching concurrently as we round third base on the Brazilian Grand Prix. Max Verstappen has the whip hand and is now gapping won Esteban Ocon to the tune of 3.0607 seconds. Now 3.1. They don't know John B settings. Do you know what I mean? EC, crazy to watch history real time. EC. You know, the only thing I'm a bit vexed about is the fact I didn't have money on this. Max Verstappen is 8-1 to win this race. Just throwing money away, aren't we, chat? What are we doing? Oh man, this is just crazy to what Wolfer. He's not bad, is he? Perez back in the points. Who cares? Sawyer the pleb. Do you know what I mean? Props to Perez. He normally goes well around here. Hot take. Shaw will gap Sir Lewis next season. Potentially Nisco. If Lewis goes in there in this current form, Consta the biggest. Sky Sports commentators are crying. I think they'll give him his props at the end of the race. You'll hear them put superlatives on Max Verstappen. You've got no choice. You lose all of your F1 ratings if you deny the credit that Max Verstappen did. Not on the back of today. Do you know what I mean? He's just been... Wow. Time lost. Charles Leclerc, cheeky mistake. But again, not a mistake of consequence. Just 2.66 seconds less. Max Verstappen has the whip hand. First place, gapping Esteban Ocon to the tune of 3.4 seconds. 23 laps remaining. 47 in the books. Red flag circumstance. Franco Colapinto has crashed. Carlos Sainz crashed too. Loads of crashes all up and down the grid. Lance Stroll crashes. Stacks it into the barrier on the formation lap. What are we doing, Lance Stroll? Nepotism apparently can only get you so far. Once upon a time, Lance Stroll used to be a serious peddler, though, in feeder formula. Do you know what I mean? Alpine double podium. What planet is it? I know it feels like a harbinger of the apocalypse, Keith. I don't understand where I am. Max Verstappen makes it to first in 2/3 of the race from 17th. And Lance Stroll can't even get to the end of the first lap from pole in first position. Defensive posture just on 0. What are we doing? What are we doing? Nonsense. Honestly, you can't even write it. 22 laps on the docket remaining. Max Verstappen now. How do you like them apples? Charles Leclerc has a lap time deleted. So this is the best talk map we have available. I'm coming down an exit. Bloody Nora. Oscar Piastri must be looking at this Lando chap like, why did I give him this space? Look at Oscar just leaning nicely and subtly on Lando Norris's gearbox to try and send a message. What's the delta? Oscar must be like, just let me go now. Like, put him out of his misery. Just let me go. 3.8 seconds is the delta. Come on. 8-1. I'm telling you, honest. Why were we not all on that? I said at the outset that there's no way that those odds are right. To be fair, there's fortuitous circumstances in there. It's not just all Max Verstappen's skill, but a lot of it is Max Verstappen's skill. Do you know what I mean? Who else on the grid could put that drive in? Lewis in his heyday, maybe, but no one else. Lando can't do this. Lando couldn't even overtake George Russell, barely, like flipping Nora. 1,100 of you watching could currently record-setting numbers. Do me a favour and smash the like, please, if you can. Only 357 likes. But 1,100 of you in here, please do me a favour and put some respect on the channel's name, the community, the Elite Peddlers, and drop yourself a like. Do you know what I mean, Remco? We're talking about Max Verstappen, of course, because we're rounding third base, and I'm trying to understand it in real time, how this dude does it, and how I didn't have the mortgage on Max Verstappen to win this race at 8-1 pre-race. 8-1. What are we doing, Mackerson? Thank you so much. You're far too kind. Sound of F1 champion in the distance. Max whispers to Norris. Do you hear that, Mr. Norris? This is the sound of inevitability. I am inevitable. Let's go, Wakasan. I may very well borrow that as plagiarism in my review video, if I may. That, ladies and gents, is incredible. You know what I was going to go with? I'll tell you this much. Do you remember when Bane says to Batman, "You were merely adopted by the dark. I was born into it, made by it." That's what Max is saying. That's what I can hear Max saying by this race. He's going to go into that. He's going to look at FIA and be like, put that in your FIA pipe and smoke it. What swearing? What swearing? What 5-second penalty? What are you lot talking about? Have you seen this FIA? You would be nothing without me. Nobody would be watching this sport. Muggles is what the other 18 of them not named Lewis Hamilton. That's what they are. Lando Norris can't even focus over the course of a race distance. Remember what Lando said about Lewis? I know it's easy to win, Mark, if you have a fast car. Well, how about that now, Lando? Where is that? You've got the quickest car, mate. We saw how you were doing it in qualifying. You were rapid, but what now? Got a brand new sexy wing, sexy new wing beam. What now? McLaren have themselves a cheeky bottleneck, a soft, vulnerable underbelly. And that vulnerable underbelly has two names: agile thinking or lack thereof, and Lando no wins. That's just the truth. And I like Lando, but sometimes you've got to call a spade a spade. He just doesn't have it. This dude, Max Verstappen, is out here lapping these bods. Not even close. Running a different race, ladies and gents. What are we doing here? 22 as well. Bloody Nora. Miami says, I've been saying that since Hungary. What did Michael say? Send his ass down to IndyCar. I mean, he'll get there in the end, Lando. I need to have patience with him and not be so disparaging and harsh. But one thing you can take away from this race that he's not ready yet. Not ready yet. Undercooked meat is what Lando and Norris is. He's not there. Not there. You will get salmonella. Kyle. I shouldn't be so harsh, right? I should be more discerning with my empathy or lack thereof. We are experiencing history. Sorry. Maximilian Verstappen now. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do or say? What are you gonna do or say to this? What's the response to this? Max Verstappen naysayers need to take 2 seats. I know the race isn't finished yet. 51 laps in the books, 18 remaining. But Max Verstappen's put on a clinic here, hasn't he? Easy. Lord have his mercy. Please have mercy on them from Max. EC, I'm delusion. I can't genuinely though, EC, you make the point. I can't quite understand. You know when you've got to understand? I've got to watch it back to understand what Max Verstappen's done. How he's executed for that race. He started oh my gosh, he's Oscar Piastri. All the other numpties, the muggles on the grid, just off on the grass. I haven't seen Max touch grass once. Just manages this race better than the rest of them. I don't know what it is. It is inevitable, isn't it, EC? It's an inevitability. This is what happens when your dad forces you to go out in karts on slicks in monsoon conditions. He was born into the darkness. The others merely adopted the darkness. He was born into it. No, made by it. Molded by it. It's different from Max, this. He never had his car cam. Buster Norris, bloody no, it's not good, Michael. It's not good. You just don't outperform the car. The worst joke is if you switch them. If you switch Lando and put him in a Red Bull car and put Max in this McLaren, I think it would be the same thing. It'd be no different. Max would probably win it easier. Look at Oscar Piastri. The rest of them just going off messy, losing their attention and lacking focus. And meanwhile, Max again, for the avoidance of doubt, Max just builds a lead. 6.7 seconds is the delta between him and Esteban Ocon. The rest had no chance. Lambs to the slaughter. They forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do. 17 laps remaining, 53 laps in the books. There is 765 of you in here. Do me a favour and smash the like as we round for third base, nearly fourth. Matt says, as much as we want to see a fight in the championship, Max is just God tier. End of. Matt, you've said it, Matt. It's a different. I'm smiling because I feel like I've witnessed something. This is the type of performance that we'll talk about in 10, 15 years. You know what I mean? I'll go down and I'll have a word with my son. I'll watch this with my son. I'll take, because he likes Max Verstappen anyway. You know what I mean? The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, some say. My son's a big Max. Max and Lewis are his two favourite drivers. But I think he kind of leans towards Max, which Mama Cameron isn't too happy about. But me and him will sit down and we'll watch this in full. All 69 laps of. And I'll explain to him, do you know what I mean? I'll explain to him what he's looking at so he can understand it. 7 seconds to scorecard. Visual driver of the day. Oh my gosh. Should we get that out? Go on, let's get that out of the way. Driver of the day. what's the point, really? I feel it's tinged with sadness, though. I enjoy the drive from Max, but it is tinged with sadness because it feels like the competitive landscape is now in the maws of death. It's finished. It's done now. All William Buxton. You talking about? You think you know Lando knows who's going to win. Checo Perez trying to do something on Liam Lawson. Do you see? Max Verstappen makes those moves up the inside of turn one. Look, it's just driving it. He's doing something different. He's doing something different here, Jay. Team of the day, Alpine. No, I agree with that. What's Corey saying? His best race ever. Do you think this is his best race? So that's okay. Sack off driver of the day. Here's the vote. Go on, get your driver of the day votes in now, and I'll close this one because there's a more meaningful one here. You guys need to tell me. In fact, I'm going to close it now. 84% of you say Verstappen, 12% of you say Ocon. There's a more meaningful vote here to be had. You guys tell me which one of these is the better drive, and now we'll have ourselves an argument. All Brazil drives, but you tell me 21 Lewis. This is the question. Sack off driver of the day. That's a non sequitur, right? Not even a question. 16 Max or 24 Verstappen. Max. You guys tell me which one of these Brazilian drives is the best one. 800 of you in the chat concurrently. You guys vote on this because I need your help. I don't know which one of those drives is the best drive. 857 of you in the chat concurrently. Do me a favour and smash the like if you will. This must be one of his best races ever. So you've got 3 races to choose from. You guys need to let me know. Which one was the better drive? Bloody Nora. Lawson making Checo Perez's life very difficult, eh? And here comes Lewis. Through goes Lewis. He's got overrun, but he's not close enough yet to pull a move on Checo Perez, is he? Not just yet. Not just yet. Go on, you guys let me know. 40% of you say Max in 16. I think that might be my choice, if I'm honest with you. Oh, we split 40%. Oh, 38. God, you guys vote on it. 1,014 of you in the chat. Do me a favour and smash the like if you could. We are voting on which Brazil drive is the best one. 2016 Max, 2021 Lewis, or 2024 Max. It's techie, isn't it? It's a bit close. 41% of you have come to the recency bias and say 2024 Max. Ultimately, it's because he wins. He didn't win in 2016, did he? Although Niki Lauda thought it a sufficiently great drive to doff his cap to Jos Verstappen, father of Max. We are rounding third base. Bloody Nora. Oof. I can't believe it. 14 laps remaining, 56 in the books. Your runners and riders, Max Verstappen dominating this from 17th position. 8.3 seconds is how much he's put on Esteban Ocon in second. In third, you've got the other Alpine driver in Pierre Gasly. 11.9 seconds adrift of Max Verstappen. George Russell, 12.9. Wow, 12.9 adrift. Ted Kravitz talking about unnoticed drive of the day. Fernando Plan Alonso, 15th. What are you talking about? What's Ted Kravitz talking about? Oh, so Alonso's doing bits. Yeah, no, Alonso's doing bits. Fair play, maybe he shouldn't have crashed in the first place. Oh, Liam Lawson complaining about Checo Perez again. Oh, the humanity. Go on, I'm keen to see this vote. 39% of you say 2024 Max. I don't hate it. I feel like this one, because of the circumstances, competing for a championship, Lando doing one of these, he's had his back up against it, right? Swearing gates, penalty gets a different one, a more extensive punitive measure than did Charles Leclerc for saying exactly the same thing. The timing of the virtual safety car, the timing of the red flag, and they say that this dude can't handle adversity, right? 2 seats is what those people need to take. Max is possessed by Ayrton Senna. Grimbo, what did Grimbo say? Barack says Nora. 1 to 6, Maxi. Jeez. Javier says US Americans. What's Bloody Nora? Bloody Nora is like blimey, or like Bloody Nora's like it's blaspheming though. I shouldn't say it's got religious connotations. I understand the etymology. Bloody Nora's like, oh my god, basically, or blimey or something like that. Again with the fastest lap, what is happening? Has he gone fastest? Flipping Nora. He's still gone fastest. There you go, flipping Nora again. Oh my goodness. Again with the fastest lap. Brazil 1993 Senate. Probably, I don't know about the drive bit. I know he was in it. He was in one gear, wasn't he, James? Probably should have put him in there as well. How do you like them papayas? Eric, nowhere at all. What are we doing, Walter? Oh, the humanity. This is bonkers. Max Verstappen has the whip hand both in the Brazilian Grand Prix 2024 and in the Drivers' Championship 2024. Lando Norris begun. Max is possessed. Absolutely. Skull count 9 seconds down the road. Topical movie of the day. Max drive angry. Says Jay. Eddie. What did I tell you? Visual says 13th to 3rd. Worst engine. Get off Max Verstappen, mate. How will Johnny Herbert feel now? Whose story on Bloody Nora? Look it up. Bloody Nora is like, I don't think they're going to. Oh my god, what the hell? Yeah, basically. Oh, the humanity. What are we doing? I just don't understand. I'm trying to compete it in real time before I go hard on my review video. 121.8. He's just putting moves on them, isn't he? He's just stamping on, like, it's just for the avoidance of doubt, says Max Verstappen. 121. Lewis goes wide again. Everybody goes wide. People are going. Checo Perez trying to get up the inside, but it's all very messy. Like, and just Checo Perez up the inside of Lewis, but it's all banger racing and super clumsy. David Croft trying to make a meal of it, like it's the best racing that we've ever seen, but not really. I can't be sold. Max Verstappen, whip hand, purple lap last time round on a 121.7, gapping Esteban Ocon in second place to the tune of half a second around the track that takes 80 seconds in these current conditions. What are we doing? The Dutch national anthem, Miami says, can't wait for it. So what would Damon Hill be thinking? They'll give him his credit here. They'll be all talking about 2016, the race that, by the way, Simon Lazenby, the co-host of the Sky Sports internationally syndicated broadcast, couldn't even remember what year it was. 2016, Simon, is when it was. Going to have to talk about it a lot because the argument's going to be, was this a better drive than that? 40% of you say Max Verstappen in 24 was a better drive. 37% say Max in 16. 24% of you say Lewis in 2021. That's going to be I'm not even going to put it to driver of the day vote. Who's donkey of the day? That's probably a better question. Donkey of the day, I mean, there's a couple, eh? There is a couple. 10 laps to go, by the way. 916. Appreciate each and every single one of you guys for being in here with me and going back and forth and enjoying what I feel like was a generational drive. Look at that. Fastest lap again from Max Verstappen. Here's Karen Chander. Masterclass settings. Masterclass settings. Bonkers. Look at that. 17th to 1st. Wow. 17th. Karen's giving it to him now. 17th to 1st in 2/3 of the race. Now, with 10 laps remaining, the gap between Max and the rest is 11 seconds. Zero visibility, and he's going around these drivers like he's driving a different formula. Let it again. 2016. I want to hear Alex Jakes on this commentary though. I know that he'll be giving Max his due. Crofty's like Crofty's trying, but he just hasn't got that bass in his voice. You know what I mean? Max is 10 seconds clear of Esteban. I can take that, naysayers. Daniel, do you know what I mean? What are we doing here? Chiba, that's it then. Championship done. Championship done, Chiba. That's my sadness. That's why I was rooting for Lando to go out and deliver for once in his life. And now this McLaren to think in a way that was agile. But yet again, the rallying cry of Jonathan Wheatley and the excellence that Red Bull make a habit out of excellence, right? Operationally, strategically, et al. And then Max Verstappen is just His ability to execute for that is just a sprinkle on the cake. The cherry on top of the cake. This is correct. This is just bonkers. What are you going to say here? All of those who said Lando Norris stood a chance, forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they did. You know what I mean? Max Verstappen is indeed another 2 points. It's ridiculous. I mean, he needs to make sure that he doesn't go off though now. Do you know what I mean? Just having fun out there, isn't he? Wow. Kurunjandat says, as far as the constructors, this is a $50 million race for Alpine because this could lead to them gapping. Do you know what I mean? Constructors Championship, this is moves for them. Blimey. Max Verstappen last time round, as near as makes no difference. Should we just call it a second? 0.7, 0.8. Bloody no. Half a second. Or 0.4 on Lando Norris. It's different, chaps. It's different, ladies and gents. What are we doing? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't know what to say. I'm lost for words, chat. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what to say. Press the like, peep says, Outlaw Coyote. That's the only reason why I was fully rooting for Lando to win this race, to maximise the opportunity to bring this home or down to Abu Dhabi even. I know, just keep it competitive for as long as possible. But that's long gone, ladies and gents. The hopes of an even race, of Lando Norris keeping one Maximilian Verstappen honest. Gonzo. Done. Secabo. Finished. In the rear view. Check your mirrors. You won't be able to see even. Dreams and hopes of a competitive championship between now and Abu Dhabi for the next triple header in 2 weeks. Gonzo. Max Verstappen has taken it and ripped it to shreds. All hope is lost. Gone for F1 fans around the world, sadly. Despite the best efforts of Liberty Media, it's finished. 816 of you in the chat concurrently as we round third base of the Brazilian Grand Prix. This is techie, ladies and gents. I don't know what to make of it. I'm happy that we've seen what we've seen today. It feels like a seminal moment in Formula One and Max Verstappen's history. This is why you put that dude down, his name down on the Mount Rushmore of F1 from now. His face too. He's that guy. Don't take liberties with him. Don't take liberties with him. I'm going to have conversations with Mama Cameron after this, and Mama Cameron's going to tell me all sorts of, they sabotage Lewis and this, that, the other. I'm going to say to my mum, you know what, mum, you're missing, you're failing to take a step back from the F1 woods to see the trees. Do you know what I mean? You're not doing it. You're missing goatedness, Mama Cameron. That's what I'm going to tell my mum in a minute when I speak to her. Oh, but what happened to it? No, not what happened to it. Not this time. Not what happened to Lewis. What happened to Max? How did Max do that? That's what Lewis Hamilton fans don't have nothing to talk about. No, oh, sabotage. No, mate. Like that's long for that. I haven't got energy for it anymore. It is nonsense. Oh, 898 of you in the chat concurrently. I hate this race, says Sedan. Not built for this, Cam, says Michael of Lando Norris. I don't think he is. I just don't think he is. Kurun Chandak says it's been a long day, mate. Don't peel back the fourth wall too much, though, Kurun Chandak. Maintain yourself a semblance of professionalism, chap. Do you know what I mean? Like, keep the people entertained. This one is just get Alex Jakes in there. Alex Jakes and Martin Brundle. God tier. I mean, even throw Alex Brundle in there as well. Do you know what I mean? Like LeBron and Bronny, man amongst boys, an uncommon man amongst uncommon men is what Max Verstappen is. You can't do that. You shouldn't be able to do that. Even the overtake on Esteban Ocon, 14 seconds is a delta. Max Verstappen just having fun with it now. 121 last lap, 0.8 down the road from Esteban Ocon, 0.5 down the road from Lando. No, it's just different, man. It was always going to... Lando needed for dry condition. I think the second that it rained, this was always going to happen, you know. Convinced. We should have all have had our mortgage. Again, this is not financial advice, but we should all have had our mortgages on Max Verstappen winning this race. It's the truth. In wet, past this prologue, Barcelona or Brazil 2016 even as a thing. This was always going to transpire this way. 6 laps left remaining on the docket. 64 are in the books. Daka, you're a legend. What did I say, Cam? What did I say? Thacker. Generational, mate. I don't even know. I honestly am a bit lost for words. Troy Ocon needs some props. I know Ocon's done well. Ocon has done well. Max is rewriting the book. Get your copy, Lando Norris. Lando can't afford to purchase that book. He's not prepared to pay that tax to be what Max Verstappen is. He's just not. He doesn't have it. Winning like this isn't for everyone. What we're seeing is a bit different here. This type of excellence, probably only been a couple of drivers in history. Jim Clark, Lewis, Ayrton Senna maybe. Like, there's not too many drivers in history who could have done this. Not this way. Not this way. Not after like 2/3 of the race, you've made your way to the front, having started from 17th. And then you gap Esteban Ocon by 15 seconds. You're just taking a mick, mate. It's not fair. It's rude. Oh, the humanity indeed, Gabriel. Like, what do we... Beggars belief, you don't understand. Another faster slap just for gusto. What are we doing? Thanks to the entertainment, Matt. No, thank you, Matt, for being a legend and being far too generous. You guys are legends. I wouldn't want to do this with anyone else, I'll be honest with you. You guys are, again, the channel is a function of your guys' strength and the conversations that we're having. It is a fan channel now, and an F1 fan channel. We're looking to make it the go-toest ones by dint of your incessant knowledge and resilience and fact-checking me, telling me where I'm a numpty, undercutting me. Do you know what I mean? Jomo, you're a legend, moderator extraordinary. Can't wait for Peter Windsor's landsplaining. I don't think we're going to talk about it, Baz. I think we're just going to be talking about Max for 45 minutes. I think that's what's going to happen. I can hear it already. What it will be, what it's McLaren's splaining is what I'll be doing. That's exactly what it's going to be doing. Oh, and breathe. Charles is a better driver than who? Starlight. He'll get better. He's improving. He's been good this year, has Charles Leclerc. 4 laps remaining. Max Verstappen for gusto just puts in a 120.9. Why, Max? Why? Have mercy, sir, on the rest. Lando Norris still lapping on a 121.6 and he's nowhere near Charles Leclerc. He's got clean air, isn't he? His next very different. What are we doing? What are we doing? Who are the rest? Where are the rest? What's the point? What's the point at this stage? Alpine might reconsider engine. No, they'll be aware that this is a good fortune, I think. Didn't do any pit stops, eh? You're a legend, Michelle. Or Michael even, sorry, I keep mispronouncing. Pulling a 16 Max Joker card. Are you saying Max 2016 is really good? Let's be honest. I will finish the race for the mechanics. What's Alonso sounds like he's stretching in the car. Dominic, the GOAT debate is over, ladies and gents. It's over. Let's go home, ladies and gentlemen. In the words of Kenny Smith. 1,200 of you watching concurrently as we round third base for this race. The Brazilian Grand Prix. Lap 67 of 69. 3 remaining. Max Verstappen has been dominant. 16 seconds is how much he's put on Esteban Ocon. Stole his lunch money off the race restart. What are you talking about? Start 17th. Nails the rest of them as if it's nothing. What are we doing? Checo Perez in 11th. Of course he is. Right, you runners and riders as we round third base. 3 laps remaining on the docket. Max Verstappen, of course. Who else? 17 seconds. Ironic, lest we forget that that's where he started, in 17th. Unbelievable. Esteban Ocon, Gasly. Oh my gosh, look at that. Low 21s. Although Charlotte, I know, he's second quicker than everybody. What's going on? I had trouble talking because of paid. Javier says Max is straight up clubbing Checo for the first time. I feel bad for Checo. It's pity for Checo, isn't it? You just can't hate this. Yeah, he's making a statement. He's showing you. 7-time champion. Wow. 120. What's going on? What is going on here? He doesn't need to do this, but he's taking the big... Call it off. Max, this is bullying now. Call it off. He's angry, isn't he? Don't do it Ayrton Senna though at Monaco, Max. Do you know what I mean? You've got time in hand, chap. I think he's just enjoying himself, isn't he? He's in his element here. 18.2 seconds is a delta. Your runners and riders with 2 laps remaining. Max Verstappen dominating first. 120.4. Ocon, Gasly. Oh, and Corinne Chandler decides to talk about the road rage again. At this moment, bloody Nora, why are we talking about discourage Chadwick? Not now. There is a time and a place, sir. If Max had done something dodgy, then bring it up now. That would be apropos. Checo Perez trying a thing on Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton runs wide for the final points. Bloody Nora. For the final point, Lewis Hamilton is fighting with Liam Lawson and Checo Perez. What are we doing? Walter, you're a legend, dude. Thank you so much, Walter. You're a proper legend, mate. Far too kind. I cannot believe. Wait for the bloody review video, eh? I'm going to take myself a cheeky sip of something strong and then I'm coming back with a vengeance. Put some respect on Max Verstappen's name. What do you mean? In his flow, living on the edge, the legend that is ahoy there. Something to take from this race. Happy for Vals. Yeah, take that. There's other plot lines at which we need to pull. Alpine doing really well. Carlos Sainz making mistakes. Max waving and saying, yeah, Daniel, Max is fastest after fastest. He was hungry. He unleashed the lion. Talk about the GOAT now, peeps. Bloody Nora. Max Verstappen for president, says Jimmy. Coyote says, Max is decent. Robert L, you're a legend. Thank you so much. I'm far too kind, Robert. I appreciate you, sir. I didn't kill it. You guys killed it. You guys killed it. You guys kill it each and every single time, Robert. Genuinely. This channel is a function of you. Indeed, it stands on your shoulders. Max is making it count. Who knows if he wins another for the last three? He doesn't need to, does he? But this win seals it, barring he doesn't DNF. And again, reliability will always be a thing that we need to take into consideration. But do you know what I mean? It's Javier, you're a legend. Thank you, Cap. No, thank you, Javier. You're a proper legend. Thank you. Far too kind, far too generous. As Max Verstappen rounds the final bend, is that Glock? No, that's Maximilian Verstappen. Max Verstappen is about to go fastest again, isn't he? 121.554. Bloody Nora. 19.2 seconds. Put some respect on his name, ladies and gents. What are we doing here? I mean, what's the point? What's the point? What is the point? No, thank you, Benzi. You're a legend. Elite peddler, Robert L. Absolutely. Outlaw, absolute masterclass. How do you... I want to hear what Mama Cameron's got to say. Do you know what I mean? Whether she'll understand what she saw or whether she'll just want to talk about Lewis Hamilton again. That's what I want to see. Alpine celebrating because again, that's their bonus in the bonus that Checo Perez has cost Red Bull is the bonus that Gasly and Ocon in their heroics today have just earned Alpine. Do you know what I mean? What are we doing? Unbelievable, chat. Unbelievable. Remco, you're a legend. Thank you so much, mate. You are the GOAT. I'm not the GOAT. You guys are the GOATs. This was fantastic. But 201 was bettered. I've taken my stance and I'll stand by it. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I think you're saying 2021, Remco. 2021 was more... Oh, look at Max. Max getting a bit emotional. You know what that is? Simply lovely. Max, what's that? I think 2021 was maybe more epic. But I don't know if it's a better drive, Remco. It's techie. Again, saloon semantics from me there. But you get where I'm going with it. So, guys, whilst it's still fresh in my mind and whilst the emotion is still recent, I think I need to go and make myself a cheeky reaction video, do or not? And it's going to get techie. It will get techie. And it will get chaotic. I'll be going live in about 10 minutes once I've gathered my thoughts to talk about this drive. I mean, there's so many talking points, but overall, it'll probably be 8 minutes talking about Maximilian Verstappen challenging any of the Max Verstappen naysayers to even endeavour to try not to put some respect on his name. Mama Cameron included, who of course will just want to talk about Lewis Hamilton. What happened to Lewis? What happened to Lewis Cameron? No, what happened to Max Verstappen? What happened to the rest of them? Why Max Verstappen was able to gap all of them, get to first place with 2/3 of the race only in the books, and then setting purple sectors. That's it. You celebrate that, Max Verstappen. Well earned, sir. Do you know what I mean? Naysayers will say that he can't do it under pressure, eh? That when in the face of adversity, that he doesn't have it. Look at that. Celebrate that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, FIA. Sport would be nothing. If that when that dude goes away, I know similar thing will happen with Lewis. Probably more multitudinous as far as the fans. It will lose. F1 will be poor when Lewis retires in a few years' time when he's finally had enough. But similarly with Max, he probably won't lose as many numbers, as much eyeballs. But listen, when Max Verstappen goes away, we will miss him. Those with a discerning eye, the true F1 fans, the grizzled F1 vets, we'll miss ourselves some Lewis Hamilton and some Maximilian Verstappen. What do you mean? Oh, and Breathe, you guys have been legends. Thank you so much, Sky Art, Karan Chand that's trying to talk about. Well, this is reason why it's such a shame. When behave yourself, go away with that, Karan. Do you know what I mean? You guys have been legends. Thank you so much for joining me, for enduring my not insubstantially overly verbose, extemporaneous ramblings. You guys are legends each and every single time. Moderators, thank you so much. Elite peddlers, thank you so much. All of those who've bought super chats over the course of the stream, thank you so much. Give me 15 minutes to gather my thoughts and I'll be back on for a cheeky 10-minute review or less, where of course we're going to have to talk and pay some homage, put some respect on Maximilian Verstappen's name. What do you mean? But between now and then, as always, remember to look but never stare.